Back to another fucking video, and in today's video I'm going to be griefing this dude's fucking world. The wall of dip. Do it, please. I don't know, bro. That's why I'm destroying the room. Yo, he did it. You stupid nip. Go kill yourself. You stupid nip. Is there actual fucking players in this one? What does this say? What does this say? Fucking Russians. Y'all Russians can go suck cock. What? Is it about the game rooms or something? I fucking knew it. I'm destroying. I know. I am fucking destroying these game rooms as we speak. The damn server updated. Fuck. What does this say? It's just a dumbass promoting Telegram. And to that person, I say, you're a nigger. Because you are. How the fuck am I supposed to do that? I had a dude fucking DDoS attack one of his servers. If you don't know, if you're still living under a rock, DDoS.
I discovered the Matchbox a few weeks ago. While searching YouTube for...
That means DDoS is like DDoSing. It's where you fucking kill somebody's Wi-Fi router for a set amount of time, and it's very illegal. Do not fucking do it, or I will find you, and then I'll probably just slap you or punch you in the balls if you have them. If you don't, then I'll punch you in the face, most likely the nose.
Weeks ago. While searching YouTube for strange channels, I came across one with 6 videos, 5 of which were essentially just unedited gameplay files. I usually focus on more cryptic and ciphered videos, but something about this channel caught my interest, and after taking a look, I can tell you that hidden inside this seemingly boring footage is one of the strangest and most interesting puzzles I've ever seen, just waiting to be solved. Clicking on the first video, titled Matchbox Round 1, takes us into a dining room of sorts. We see a strange set of items in the hotbar, and our player walks around, seemingly exploring the room for the first time. They cross into another room filled with pots, and then turn the corner to see another player running right at them. Our player takes a step back
Also,
before turning to place a sign saying,
Yes, I did enter the room. And have I been hacked yet? No.
Graveyard, but is unable to find the other player. They turn back down the corridor into a giant room with a tree in the center, where they encounter someone else. They try saying hello again, and this time the new player doesn't run, introducing herself as Flute. Our protagonist reciprocates, introducing himself as Oak, and Flute asks, almost jokingly, if he's the spark, to which Oak replies no. But wait, okay, what is all this? Well, this is Matchbox.
No, I know the name of it, but what is it?
As we can find out by clicking on the video titled Matchbox Rules, everything we're about to see is a sort of puzzle. The premise is that 7 players are competing to split $1,000, but one of them is the spark. The goal of the spark is to slowly eliminate players one by one until only one is left standing. They do this by marking one person each round by right-clicking them with an open hand. When the round ends after 10 minutes, whoever was marked instantly dies, unless they were protected by the other role, the medic, which also marks someone with an open hand. It's then up to the remaining players to discuss who they think the spark is and vote them out before the discussion timer ends. The twist is that we don't know who the spark is either. We're just as clueless as the players who voted. Videos, it's up to us, the audience, to solve the puzzle of the Matchbox and find the spark. So with that said, the fact that this player
All right.
ran into is already
ridiculous,
a
but okay.
The round is far from over, and Oak asks Flute if she wants to explore the map with
Alright.
her, as he does.
Ridiculous, but okay.
Oak and Flute step back, evidently concerned, but the player introduces himself peacefully as Glove. Oak asks if he's the Spark, and Glove replies that he probably isn't, asking if either of them have seen a player called Mustard. Oak says no, and Flute also says no, unless Mustard was in the dining hall. Glove says Mustard was in the junkyard, a room we'll soon see, and asks why he even showed up to play if he's just going to hide in a corner all game, to which Flute responds, for the money. After a bit more chatting, the three of them decide that if they ever run into each other again, they'll quickly flash their axe as a greeting. That way they'll know it's really one of them. The three of them cross into the library, explore for a little, and then venture into the scrapyard, where, as Glove mentioned, they run into a player crouching in the corner, just watching them. The three of them turn down the other hallway into the lounge room, exploring a little further before suddenly they get blindness, indicating the round has ended. The meeting starts, and we learn that Flute is dead. From this first round alone, we've already met 5 of the 7 players in this game: Oak, Flute, Glove, Mustard, and whoever this was at the start. Given that Flute must have been marked at some point in the round, it's very likely that Glove could have killed her, though given his immediate reaction in chat, it's unsure. The actual meeting footage is just a long chat conversation though, and for the sake of an entertaining video, I've constructed my own meeting room and will turn these chat messages directly into the voice of the audio. Every line you're about to hear is straight from the meeting chat. Whoa, Flute? What? We were just with—
Hello? Are you stupid?
Calm down. It's not a big deal.
Are you kidding me? You can't just go shooting the first person you see. That's ridiculous.
Well, you aren't holding a tool, bro.
What?
Your open hand was out like you were gonna mock me. So surely you'd only do that if you were the Spark.
Genuinely, you must be the Spark. How? I don't know how someone can be this dumb.
Dude, it makes perfect sense.
Dude, this idiot is gonna be the reason we lose $1,000. Ridiculous.
If you're wondering what Knife is talking about and why he's so aggressive, I can only answer the former. You may have noticed that Oak, and everyone else, is given a crossbow. Each round, they get one arrow that can reveal the name tag of whoever they shoot. Cardboard, seeing that Knife had no item in his hand, must have thought he was going to get marked and shot him, an act that Knife does not take lightly.
Well, if anything bad happens, just know Knife wasn't holding an item.
Come on, come on. There's no way we're serious. You have to be trolling. Can we just vote this guy out? He's practically useless.
With your attitude, we might as well just vote you out and save ourselves the trouble.
And who invited you, smart guy? Last I checked, the girl you were with was the first to go. So don't you think it's a little bit more likely that you're the Spark as opposed to me and Blockhead over here?
You think I killed her? That's why I'm surprised.
She was with us, but it would be stupid for her to kill her round 1 while I was also with him. And the same goes for me. If anything, I say that makes both of us less suspicious.
Yeah, likely story.
I think it makes sense. Mustard, do you have any info?
No, I didn't see anything. Well, you're just a bundle of joy, aren't you? I could say the same thing to you.
Oh!
So, who is it?
We don't know
We
yet.
don't know, dimwit. If we knew the game would be over...
Knife, shut up! I guess just don't get on game rooms right now. There's a Telegram hacker.
I finished the game with Knife and Cardboard. Glove, you and Oak were with Flute right before she died.
Russian Telegram.
Ends with Glove asking this.
And I take it no one was swapped with anyone? If so, that'd be good info to have.
No. The final thing I have yet to mention about Matchbox is that every 2 minutes, by pressing G, the Spark can swap positions with a random player on the map. So checking for swaps seems like a good strategy to get information.
Wait. Yeah? How would we know if we were swapped?
You cannot be serious.
With hardly any information after the first meeting, it seems like Glove may be the most likely candidate for who marked Flute, meaning that Oak may have just befriended the killer. Regardless, the next round starts with Oak in the scrapyard. He runs towards the lounge and immediately bumps into another player exiting the maze. Oak swaps to his axe, and the other player, Glove, does the same. Confirming that neither of them had run into to someone else on the way here, Glove mentions that whoever killed Flute was likely the person she saw in the dining hall who she thought could have been Mustard. Oak agrees, and then Glove suggests a stakeout. He leads Oak up a secret path he spotted in the tree at the center of the atrium. Their plan is to hold a stakeout and try to catch someone alive, and it's not long before they spot someone. Two players emerge from the direction of the pot room, one following the other. The one in front places a sign, and Oak turns down his FOV to try and get a better look. The text is admittedly hard to read, but seems to say something like, "Stop following me." The other player tries to place a sign in response, but the first player breaks it before they can finish typing, and then this happens again. The first player places another sign before walking away, but quickly runs into someone else emerging from the lounge. Oak watches as the two stare each other down. Before the first player writes something on a sign we can't read, the player on the lounge stares at it and then walks away. The first player then moves towards the library with the second following close behind. Oak and Glove immediately get to talking, speculating that what we just watched was knife and cardboard, for which the behavior lines up with what we know about both characters. Who they ran into is a bit more ambiguous though, with Oak thinking that it could be Mustard. The round keeps going with no more player sightings, and before it ends, Oak tells Glove to meet him in the viewing lobby next round. When the meeting comes, it's Cardboard who's found dead.
Good riddance.
As if you didn't kill him.
Excuse me?
I mean, Knife, it's obvious to everyone here that he pissed you off in the first round. And since he kept following you around, you couldn't mark anyone without him knowing. So you pretty much had to kill him.
That's way too obvious. Only a wormwood would have killed him in my position. Why would I kill the person following me around and essentially incriminate myself?
Because you're low-key kind of stupid.
Up.
Yeah, you're one to talk.
Glove, do you have any information?
Only as much as Oak does. Knife, you went to the atrium with Cardboard, right?
And if I did, how would you know?
Well, if you're not the spark, this is how we clear you.
Except he's not clear.
Yeah, we came in a little bit after the round started.
Did you see anyone else in that time?
Not beforehand. I ran into Cardboard first, and the kid just latched onto me like a parasite. Afterwards, we ran into someone coming from the lounge before I left.
And you met Cardboard where?
The pottery room by the dining hall.
Okay, and who was the player you ran into in the atrium?
You tell me, genius. I have no idea.
Was it Mustard?
It was me.
Well, there you go. Mustard.
This essentially confirms that Oak and Glove were right. This interaction was Knife, Cardboard, Mustard with Venus unaccounted for.
And Venus, where were you?
The maze, just looking around for anything interesting.
Seems like it's probably Knife then.
Well, the maze is on the far left, and given Mustard came from the lounge, and Venus didn't mention running into him, I take it Venus was closer to the left side than the right.
Okay, and?
And he thinks I could have interacted with Cardboard and marked him before he met Knife.
Exactly.
Not bad logic, but I didn't see anyone that game. I was just trying to learn the layout of the maze.
Fair enough, but all we have is your word.
You know, knowing if the medic was still alive would be good information.
Who do you think is just gonna outright say that they're the medic?
I don't know. Someone like maybe Venus? Mustard? That's a clear right there if no one contests it.
Yeah, a clear and a target on their back. You're just fishing for your next kill, aren't you? That or you're helping out your girl here find her next victim.
The fuck?
You're so unpleasant, you know?
Yo, I hope the spark marks you next.
Oh, I'm so scared. Come mark me yourself then, Oak. Show me how to do it.
Listen, if I was the spark, you would already be out of this game by now.
With that, the meeting ends, and Oak is sent into the library for round 3. But first, let's discuss for a second what we already know. So far, 2 people have died. Flute, who was with Glove, and Oak, and Cardboard, who was with Knife. So, who could have made these kills? The obvious suspect is Knife. The guy is clearly hostile and has a very good reason to kill Cardboard, though, as he pointed out, it would seem stupid to kill the person following him and incriminate himself. As for the Flute kill, it's possible that any of Knife, Mustard, or Venus could have been the player that Flute ran into at the very start of the round. As Glove points out, Venus is totally unaccounted for Cardboard's kill and could have also marked him right away. Mustard, on the other hand, right, with no way to see Cardboard.
Motherfucker.
Interesting suspect here, though, is Glove. He could have easily gotten the kill possible, Glove did start the round coming out of the maze, the same side of the map where no cardboard started into, even he met Knife in the pottery room. But evidently, we still don't have enough information to accurately confirm who the spark is, so the only way to get it is to watch round 3, where Oak, as promised in the last round, runs from the library to the atrium and to the viewing lobby where Glove is already waiting for him. Glove mentions that he ran into a problem in the atrium on his way here, and Oak once again suggests a stakeout, to which Glove of course agrees, suggesting that this time they keep watch on opposite corners of the tree to cover more ground. They're making their way up, and the two watch the other players. A few minutes later, someone coming up from the lounge. The player looks around, and as Oak watches, runs into the left wing of the map. Oak runs to tell Glove, and then returns to his post. A few minutes go by, and another player runs out of the library. According to Glove, they ran into the viewing lobby right after. The round then continues silently until this happens. Oak is suddenly swapped into the maze, and we get our first look at the inside of the tunnels. Surprised, he wanders the labyrinth for the last minute of the round, but when the meeting starts...
Guys,
Yeah.
I was marked.
What? How?
And the medic saved you?
Yeah, they must have.
So it looks like the medic's alive after all.
Oh, you're the only one who knew where I was hiding, and the only person who could have reached me.
Wait, what?
The entire game, I've only interacted with 2 people, you and whoever I saw at the start. No one else could get up to that tree without me or you seeing.
You think that it was me who marked you?
I want to trust you, but there's no one else it could be.
What a surprise.
Oh, is he telling the truth?
No, what? How could I mark you? It had to have been the other person you ran into.
Well, that's just it. It couldn't have been because someone else must have protected me. Meaning, unless you're the medic and you're telling me that right now that you saved my life, which it doesn't sound like you are, then you must be the spark.
Bro fucking got swapped.
This is a big accusation, but not an unfounded one. Glove being marked but saved by the medic means that of the 2 people he interacted with, the mystery man in the atrium and Oak, one is the medic and one is the spark, which doesn't look too good for Oak here, but Knight brings up an interesting point.
He could be lying, you know.
I already told you I'm not lying.
Not you, genius. Blood. He might not have been marked. It could be that the spark just didn't kill.
The chat messages literally stop for a small while as everyone realizes that Glove could have been lying about being marked and safe. And if that is the case, and he is actually the spark, then he's just made the boldest play of the game.
Well, if anyone here's the medic and you didn't protect someone, then speak up now and we know that Glove is the killer.
Okay, so this clearly proves that Glove is innocent.
And that makes you the killer.
No, it doesn't. And I can prove it too. Yo, Glove, where did you run into the other players earlier?
Atrium, heading south.
Did anyone run into someone else in the atrium?
Are you stupid? Owning up to that would be admitting you're either the killer or the medic. Although we already know the former is you.
You're not helping here, Knife.
And I don't see you doing anything, Princess. Unfortunate that your only friend here has turned out to be the spark.
Knife, shut your ugly ass up.
Come on, you can see it just as well as I can.
Glove, did I ever walk up to you during our stakeout on the tree?
Yes. You told me someone came from the lounge.
Did I ever after that though? With a minute left or anything?
You asked for more signs.
And
Don't you find that odd? After we left the viewing platform, we hardly talked. I would still have a whole stack left, so why would I ask you for more?
Why did you?
Well, that's it, isn't it? Is that not obvious to you? Glove, just think about it. That wasn't me. I got swapped.
How convenient. He's not lying. I was swapped as well.
Thank you, Mustard. Thank you. Someone was fishing for swaps. They swapped with Mustard and then swapped with me. Saw you, Glove, and then went to Marky, posing it as just asking for signs. That's the killer.
No, if you are the spark, that is quite a 40 chest move.
I'm telling you, I'm not.
Knight then launches into a speech about why he thinks it's Venus, which Glove agrees with and Oak denies, and the video ends seconds there, with Mustard refusing to say where he was swapped to, Knife saying he could be the medic, and Glove arguing for more information. But in the last few seconds, Oak has a realization.
Wait, Knife. You said you were in the maze?
What about it?
That's exactly where I got swapped.
Oak's alibi does check out with what we've seen. It's clear that he was confused when he got swapped into the maze, and as he pointed out, this also makes Glove essentially 100% on the spark. That leaves 3 suspects, with one of them, or maybe even Oak, being the medic. If the medic is Oak, the reason he didn't admit to it could have been to set a trap in case anyone else tried to claim it, in which case Oak would know for sure that it's them. But nobody does claim medic, so we don't know. Mustard is a question mark here because he gave no information besides the fact he was also swapped with something. Knife said he was in the maze, but nobody can prove that, and Venus said he was in the
Hi.
Just your way, which would line up with the behavior of the player we saw at the beginning, but all we have is her word. My best guess on the spark so far would actually be Knife here. His left side location makes sense for the fluke kill in round 1, and it seems like he actually could be double bluffing about both killing Cardboard and admitting to being in the maze when he knows Oak was swapped there. Doing the obvious thing both times to avoid suspicion, but once again, we're left largely in the dark with our match. The only way forward is to watch the second to last round. Once again, Oak and Glove meet up in the viewing lobby, Oak seeing a random player on his way there, but way too far to have marked him. Oak tells Glove about his growing suspicions of it being Knife, and Glove agrees it's possible, but admitting to being in the maze would be a weird play for Knife to pull. Oak also mentions trusting Venus, and then Glove suggests something interesting, a trap. Oak asks how the spark would know it's Glove. Shooting himself with the crossbow. With Glove's name tag revealed and the plan in motion, they post up right inside the lava room. Oak hiding in the corner, ready to shoot whoever tries to kill Glove the second Glove flashes him the axe signal. The trap is set. The two wait around for a few minutes until Oak is swapped into the maze again. He immediately begins to run, panicking, because if he was swapped here, that means whoever is with Glove at this moment is without a doubt the spark. All Oak has to do is shoot his arrow at the person next to Glove, and he guarantees himself the identity of the spark. All he needs to do is escape the maze before the round ends. He runs through the tunnels, hitting
Go left until it just works.
ticking by. If he can't get to Glove, he'll die, and the whole trap will appear. Running. Left. 45 seconds. 30 seconds left. All he has to do is make it to Glove. He rounds the bend through the lounge, into the atrium, and there he is. Glove. And the spark. He's too late. Oak goes hard at Knife, now certain and wanting to avenge his dead friend. All he has to do is convince Mustard to vote with him and Venus.
Guys, I know it's Knife for a fact. He tried to kill Glove in the previous round, failed, and now he's just finishing the job.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I haven't seen Glove the entire game.
Bro, please, as if you expect me to believe that for a second.
I don't expect you to believe anything, Dimwit. Though on that Cardboard, I went to past you being the spark. I have a hard time believing he didn't use this stupid to accuse me here.
So then what were you doing all game then?
Nothing. I was just exploring out the labyrinth again. I even ran into someone in the lounge. They can verify I was there.
That was me.
I also ran into someone in the lounge, so that doesn't mean much. You could have ran into Mustard, you could have ran into me, there's there's no way of knowing who's who. Oh, were you with Glove the entire round?
Yes, I was, in the volcano room, and he told me specifically no one else had interacted with him all game, so it had to have been Knife.
You have no grounds to even think it's you. Did you even see anyone else? And you know what I was going to say before you accused me for literally no reason. I got swapped. Tell me one good reason right now that Mustard and Venus should even humor your argument.
Oh, you got swapped? Well, so did I. I got swapped away from Glove, and that person must have marked him after the swap. I just wasn't fast enough to find out it was you.
Bullshit. I got swapped into the library and not a soul was there.
Wait, that's a blatant lie. I got swapped into the labyrinth, and that's exactly where you said you were.
Oh, come on. You just want me out. It's so obvious. You're just trying to cover for the fact you pretended to befriend Glove just so you could kill him out and throw it on me. Nice plan, genius.
Being aggressive isn't the way to go.
Venus, Mustard, tell me you guys aren't seeing this. This guy's obviously been hostile the whole game and he's clearly the spark. He killed Cardboard because he annoyed him, and then killed Glove because he was on him. He's obviously now just trying to bluff his way out of this.
So, Knife, you said you were swapped into the library, and Oak, you were swapped into the labyrinth?
Yes.
Yes, that was mine.
Mustard, you weren't swapped, were you?
No.
Okay, neither was I, meaning that for certain, one of the two of them was lying.
Yeah, and that person was Knife. Exactly.
You know you're the worst Spartan in the history of this game, and there's no chance you win, right? Even if you vote me out here, you made it clear to Mustard and Venus there's a 50-50 between the two of us. They just hide until the next meeting and you lose.
Well, luckily, you won't have to worry about that since once we go through, the game's gonna be over.
Venus, I know you're an idiot, but Mustard, I have hope that you have at least some semblance of reason, and we'll vote over here.
Mustard, listen to me. I was in the volcano room all game with Glove. We tried to set up a trap together using Glove as bait. It's just I got swapped away, and in that time, the Spark, aka Knife, must have marked Glove. Vote with us, and I promise we will win. It is clearly Knife. Venus has an alibi running into you. You know you didn't get swapped. It has to be Knife.
I think he's right, Mustard. I'm pretty sure it's Knife.
Mustard, I was in the lab all game, got swapped into the library, and then met you afterwards in the lounge. All I did was return to the maze. You saw me, vote, and the game ends here.
The voting phase comes.
No.
Knife is out.
Oh my god. Idiots.
But as we can see, the game isn't over. There's one round left. Knife wasn't the spark. Oak spawns in, and immediately he knows one thing to be true. The killer is still alive. He runs, loading his crossbow and anxiously looking over his shoulder in case someone is following. And after hesitating for another second, he runs face first into the maze, trying to hide out the round. If he can survive here and soak in the other two, they have a chance at voting out the true spark, whoever it may be. Oak carefully wanders through the maze, peeking corners and crouching so as to not make a sound. Finally, he finds a path to hide it, crossbow at the ready, and he waits. It's Venus. She's hiding just like Oak and tells him to follow her, that she knows the route of the maze. Oak obliges, trusting her with his life. Venus leads him through the network of tunnels and into a small room we caught a glimpse of earlier, an area with a furnace and a crafting table. Venus tells him that they'll be safe here and there's no way Mustard can find them. Just in case he triggers a swap though, they decide to create a code word. Whenever one of them writes a sign saying torch, the other will say ketchup. If someone doesn't answer correctly, the other one knows that they've been swapped. For a few quiet minutes, Venus and Oak shuffle back and forth in the small room, drawing out the time. If they can survive for these final minutes until the round ends without getting marked, they can vote out Mustard and win. It all comes down to this. 3 minutes left. Oak triggers the code word. Venus responds correctly. 2 minutes left. Oak asks Venus what they should do if Mustard finds them. Venus says that won't happen. 90 seconds left. Venus triggers the code word. Oak responds correctly. 60 seconds left.
This is it.
Mustard chased Rose down the hallway, sprinting after him. 40 seconds left. All Oak has to do is not get marked before the round ends. 30 seconds left. 20 seconds left. 15 seconds left. 10. What? No survived?
I thought for sure we lost.
Wait, so it's just Mustard. Venus, that was perfect. I barely escaped it. We just vote him here and we win.
Oh, you're the one who ran?
Well, yeah, so I'd imagine Venus would run too.
Oh, it's not you, is it?
What? No. Why? It's clearly Mustard.
Oh, I was backed into a corner and I couldn't run. But Mustard didn't go after me.
What? Maybe he wasn't thinking straight. He probably didn't even notice you.
It's you. You're the spark. You were trying to run and act innocent.
Hello? Yo, if I was the spark, I would've just won there.
That's what I can't figure out. Why wouldn't you just mark me right away and win the game?
Maybe because I'm not the spark?
It's because he didn't want to gamble on the medic showing up. If he marked you, then there's a chance that the medic could still be alive and save you. He probably was waiting on you right before the round ended.
Okay, you actually sound dumb now, bro. Like, what kind of plan is that?
Why don't you think Oak could just be the medic? He could have protected me and ran
The
away.
fuck?
Because I'm the medic.
Okay, well. Wow, what a great line. Now you bring
If you are the medic, you can stop hiding it. Just say it so I know I can trust you.
Venus. I'm saying this because I know you can trust me. I am not the medic. Mustard isn't either because he's the spark. I have no role. I'm not the medic. I'm not the spark. I'm innocent. That's it.
Mustard, I still don't get it. If Oak was the spark, why didn't he just kill you then at the end of the maze?
Because I'm not the spark? If I was, you're right. I could have just won.
He was probably just scared that I was protected, that you were somehow the medic and marked me. He didn't want to gamble on me possibly surviving and knowing he marked me. Even if it was a small chance that you were the medic, it would mean he was clearly exposed. He knows he has a better chance at just gaining your trust and voting me out.
So riddle me this, medic. Why did you chase me into the maze?
To save you.
What?
I figured that the one who ran into the maze first was more likely to be the innocent one, as they would think I was the spark. That was the person I wanted to protect. It looks like my gamble was wrong.
Okay, Venus, there's no way you believe it.
Think about it this way. It's either him or Knight from the last round. You know you're innocent. Knight was voted out, so you have to vote for him.
I could just as easily see it being you, Mustard.
Just as easily. What? Yo, it is obviously him.
It's him, Venus. Both vote, and we end the game here.
Venus. Surely you don't believe. Surely you know I'm innocent, right? I was literally with you the whole round. You know just as well as I do. If I was the spark, I would have won. You have to trust me. Venus.
the last video on Matchbox, and with that, the end of the experiment. The question, of course, remains, who was the spark? What happened there? Who won? Matchbox doesn't give us an answer. It's up to us to piece together the clues and decide for ourselves who we think the spark is. Was it Venus, Mustard, or has it always been the player we've been watching this entire time? Oak. Matchbox is designed in a way that you could be watching the killer and have no idea. Right-clicking with your hand doesn't look like anything. Pressing G to swap doesn't either. In fact, if you trace the footage back, for each kill, Oak was there the entire time. Flute, glove again. Oak was always there, hand out, ready to mark. If you consider for a second that his reactions to getting swapped were just wrong, it could really be that Oak was the spark. We've been watching the killer all along. Except it doesn't line up. There's one kill here that Oak couldn't have possibly made. Cardboard. The entire second round, Oak was only close to glove, and no one else. Unless this player was somehow cardboard and Glove was putting on an elaborate act somewhere else in the map, Oak couldn't have marked cardboard. Oak cannot be the spark. So that leaves us with two options, Mustard and Venus. Venus is by far the character we know the least about. She's been present in hardly any of Oak's footage until the last round, and we don't know where she's been all game. As a result, it's very possible that she could have really been behind every murder we've seen. She marked Flute and Cardboard, swapped with Oak to mark Glove, and swapped with Oak to mark Glove again. But if it is Venus, why she didn't just vote Mustard out and instead let herself be gaslit into voting Oak is a mystery. Mustard, on the other hand, has more of an alibi. He was allegedly in the scrapyard round 1, so marking Flute would have been difficult, and he met up with Cardboard and Mike in the second round, so marking Cardboard there would also be a bit of a stretch. That being said, we don't know his exact whereabouts, so it could well have been him too. If it was Mustard though, then who is the medic? Venus and Oak didn't claim it, and we know the medic saved Love, which can only mean one thing. Was Knife the medic? Unless it was Glove and he lied about being saved to bait someone out. The information just doesn't line up. The stories are incomplete. The Matchbox experiment doesn't tell us directly who the spark is, instead giving us pieces of broken information. We may never get a direct answer from the channel itself, but if anything, this makes it a mystery well worth solving. It could be that maybe there's a puzzle piece missed, and maybe one of you watching will be the one who solves the Matchbox. Until then, though, good luck.
Hello, I'm playing Let's Play
The player you're watching right now goes by the username Navy208. He chats to us casually as he shows off his house and his farm, completely unaware that he's being watched. The story begins with a series of relatively normal YouTube videos, but skyrockets down a deeply strange and unsettling rabbit hole, with multiple players going missing and something very unnatural just watching. But let's rewind a little back to Nate, who starts off his first video wondering what happened to his skin, though we don't get much context as to what exactly is wrong. He gives us a tour of his house, his mildly lackluster farm, and his strangely ambiguous green block atop a tree. Maybe then shows us some of the land and expands the back of his house and ends the recording there, picking up where he left off in his second video titled Windows. He tries using the door as fuel despite having 17 coal and... wait. There it is, atop a hill in the distance. In just a second, we can get a glimpse of a strange black block watching movie with two eyes. doesn't notice it though. Continues walking around his base, away. He goes back to the furnace. The door didn't smell. So he swaps in coal. He digs holes for the windows. The block is still on the door outside. Maybe leaves the house. Is he pretending? Finished melting. Soul was dry. He places the windows of the house, one by one by one by one, avoiding the spot with the block coming from. He digs a tunnel into the basement with a sandstone foundation. He tiles is full of cobblestone. Nothing happens. But there's a detail of this footage that I left in. At the start of the video, we see the chat history between Navy and a player called Base XD.
Yo, I'm back. Yeah, I'll come back later. Okay, I'll record a video.
The two then talk about a sheep and Base logs on. Remember Base because this isn't the last we'll see of him. The first two videos so far have been odd but pretty subtle. However, video 3... The black block from before has now totally consumed Navy's base with fire, but Navy returns in the next video to no trace of it. Instead, a sign just saying sunlight. Interestingly, as Navy tours the rubble, we can see the black block is now gone from its perch on the hill. Instead, however, the solid green blocks we saw in video 1 have now replaced Navy's cacti. Navy is clearly puzzled and continues to walk around the world, unsure what to even make of it all. Also worth noting, the arm in this video isn't the blue skin we've seen before. Instead, it's a regular Steve. The sun sets, and the video ends with Navy walking over to a pumpkin patch. The next video, titled Watching, is just 7 seconds of the black blocks. Nothing else. So we know these black blocks are important, but this then begs the obvious question, what is their purpose? And why did they burn down Navy's house? And who did it? We don't know much yet, but we get a better idea of what's going on here when we take a look at the description of the last video. The message seems like total gibberish, but if you attach it to the end of the YouTube URL, it takes you to an unlisted video on Navy's channel. Inside, the footage is very strange. It's of a player with a pumpkin on their head and an inventory containing nether stars, 5 space-looking blocks, 2 tulips, and books. But this isn't any inventory. It's the same old levels as when Navy was in the last video right before he walked up to a pumpkin patch. The player walks back to the house to find 3 signs on a cosmic block of sorts. We can't make out 2 of the signs. This one might say base, but the third sign is in plain sight. Base with a lot of ease. The player keeps walking around for a little before the video ends. And there's also a comment from Navy himself. But what does it mean? It's obvious that this might have something to do with Base XD, but the connection isn't really obvious. My first reaction is that maybe Navy was captured. It does seem like his XP amount, but what happened to his inventory is a mystery. All we do know is that from here on, things are going to get far stranger, as in the next video, The Eye That Watches, Navy abandons his base with just a brick on his hotbar and sets off into the desert. In the top corner of the screen, we can see the black back atop a tree, watching Navy. He leaves his house and keeps walking, seemingly unaware of the black blocks that line the rim of every body of water he passes. He either somehow doesn't notice, or for some reason is pretending not to. He continues until he reaches a savannah hotel. He hovers over the edge of a hill and sees a red cows. Surely he should react, but he doesn't. He keeps walking until there's no excuse not to see it anymore. Navy stares at the cows, and the video ends. Something is evidently wrong with Navy's world, and maybe even Navy himself, given his lack of a reaction, but we don't get much time to think it over, since the next
To be honest, I don't fucking get it.
completely different world. The video titled Forest notably doesn't have Navy's
Don't fucking get it.
skin, and is in a square aspect ratio with far worse quality than before. The video consists of a player hiding from a skeleton, burrowing down into the ground, and only when they think the coast is clear, running off into the velvet night. Just zooming in, we see a suspiciously dark block, but it may just be a lighting issue. Though while this video itself doesn't have much of a description, sure does that referring to the dark block we saw, or is it something else entirely? And whose gameplay even is this? Is it an earlier Navy or someone else? Until further notice, I'll call this person Steven, and we see Steven start off his next
Steven!
with a pig, which, might not be the smartest move, I can't lie. Steven stumbles around the plains in the dead of night, nothing strange, but as he comes up over a hill, he freezes. He notices a witch before booking it in the opposite direction, running through a crowd of mobs, taking hits after hit, until again, the video ends with him dying. But this time, the description of the video isn't just a cryptic message. Translating the zeros and ones, we get a link to an unlisted video titled experiment-base.json. Again, we have a new skin, this time red and blue, but the structure they're standing in front of is even more peculiar. It seems to be some sort of shrine made out of blocks we can't exactly identify, with an end coral frame on top. The player stares it down for a few seconds before jumping into the vast ocean in front of them. And that's it. What we just watched is odd, but it isn't obvious how it connects to either Navy or Steven. But luckily, we can tune right back into Steven's story. The next video picks up with him walking through a savannah, and then this happens.
Hey.
Steven turns to run, taking shelter in a nearby cave, shaking his head. Ray says to come closer. Steven obliges. The video ends with a brief chat message for
Then quit messaging him.
This is the fourth time the name Base has come up. The second time we've seen it directly on a player. So this
Also, all I see is okay. I don't see anything else.
videos, it could be, but whoever it is, it seems Steven is irrationally scared of the guy, yet also obedient given he comes back when Base asks him to. It's not enough to draw any conclusions yet. All we can do is follow the story, which takes us to the video port, where Steven, I assume, is building up a little house by the beach. The video is extremely normal until 26 seconds in, the screen goes black and this text appears. It then cuts back like nothing happened and Steven finishes the port. But okay, this wasn't an ordinary message, it's clearly some sort of code. And decoding the message from base 64, which you can identify by the two equal signs at the end, gets you another link to an unlisted video, Inside 2. If you remember Inside 1, this video also has someone with a pumpkin on their head, but this time the space blocks are gone and it's just some tulips and another pumpkin. In the corner we can see a pig held captive in a little plot of glass, with the sign underneath saying this:
Tom, the last pig on Earth.
the player places a tulip and it cuts there. And from what I understand so far, we're watching three stories unfold all at once. One is the story of Navy, the player we started this mystery with, who is just showing us around his base while being watched by a strange dark block in the distance. The dark blocks become more and more prevalent, and Navy runs into more and more anomalies before his footage suddenly runs cold. We then get the story of Steven, another player who, like Navy, is seemingly also just trying to play Minecraft, and if the next video is any indication, is also about to run into something strange. Finally, we have the Inside Man, a figure with a pumpkin on his head that seems to be more in the know as to what's going on, given he's had direct access to the cosmic blocks themselves. Not to mention, assuming that Inside Man isn't Navy, we know he has access to Navy's world as well. It's also very possible that this Inside 2 video was recorded on the same island where Steven built his port, in which case Inside Man has access to both worlds. And I'd even wager that this Inside Man might also be the same person we see in experiment-base.json, given the weird nature of that video. Speaking of base though, both Navy and Steven have had interactions with someone named Base, though to be fair, Navy's base seemed totally normal, while Steven's base, well, you know, it's unclear what the connection between these three
The eyes.
is yet.
The eyes mentioned, what do they mean?
Between Inside Man and Navy, and, well, as I alluded to, Steven is also about to get roped into the fray. Steven starts off this video, again, killing a pig, a decision which may not be the most wise, and doesn't go very long unpunished. Steven boards himself inside the house, the strange crying entity following close behind. It isn't that scary of a creature, but its existence is definitely abnormal. Why why is this thing here? Steven checks if the coast is clear before walking around to make sure that the thing isn't there anymore. He walks back into his house before tearing down the door and boarding himself in, and that's the last we see from him. The description of this video is another Base64 URL, but this time it's part of a Mediafire link to an image called ttlo.png. Though the link is broken and we can't actually download the image, we now almost surely know that Navy and Steven are both being watched and tracked down by someone, but that someone's intentions are still very much unknown. Is it really for killing animals? Well, killing animals, especially pigs, has been a recurring motif in the series. Navy, as you may notice, only feasts on pork. Steven starts off 2 of his videos killing a pig, and Inside Man is pretty concerned with preserving pigs, a goal that aligns with whoever the he we heard about earlier is. In any case, things are about to go from bad to worse, because in the next video, I Want to See You, we're actually back to some very oversaturated footage from Navy himself. I know this isn't his usual skin, but I'm not taking my word for it, and I'll show this is Navy later on. We walk through a regular field, but then we see something odd in the tree line, and the video cuts. The word stop repeats over and over in some sort of loop before it breaks and the video ends. The floating head we saw resembled that of the entity that jumped Steven in the last video, and it's clear that it was coming for him and it's just come for Navy as well. The description is more Base64, and it's the same message over and over and over again. Do the eyes see me? Creepy on its own, but the description of the following video is even more concerning. We're back to Navy's original Wuhan, in a place we've never seen before, a long corridor of the eye blocks, all watching Navy. Actually, wait, this isn't Navy at all. The difference is subtle, but these darker 2 pixels aren't on the edges of Navy's arm, but they are for whoever this is. This is someone new. The mystery figure walks for a while before reaching a sign with some long text. He keeps walking and runs into a very simple-looking base setup, and then a second sign, equally sparse, then a third. He then enters a room with a structure like the one we saw in experiment-base.json, with a sidewalk watching from the top of a pedestal. There's a pit with a sign written in gibberish, and the player hesitates for a little before taking the plunge down. If we analyze the signs we walk past, we can see that each random symbol corresponds with a letter. Putting them all together, of course, spells I. In the next video, Ascend, our mystery man descends deeper into the complex, entering a huge room with eyes everywhere. In the corner, we can spot another pig trapped in glass, a strange clump of leaves, a stream of water, and an obsidian shrine with eyes all over it. The player keeps walking through it, taking it all in. He passes by a cluster of signs with one more all over them. He keeps walking into another group of signs with very, very unsettling messages.
Please, my eyes. I won't kill them anymore. Navy 208, please forgive us. Ascend, take me back. Ascend is our God.
Our character is momentarily transfixed before then eyeing what looks like a replica of Navy's old base from the very beginning. He keeps walking. The player then reads one more final sign, asking if he'd like to ascend. This is by far the most important video we've seen yet. The text below the red face, who I can only guess is meant to be Ascend himself, apparently confirms that he's some sort of angel, god, deity type figure. He's likely the same he who doesn't wish animals to be killed, hence why some of the signs are asking for forgiveness, saying they won't kill anymore. We can guess that it's this Ascend figure who's been controlling all the eyes, watching over Navy and Steven. But who is this new figure that's inside his complex? Is it Inside Man, Base? Luckily, the next video picks up right where this one left off, and the player falls into a totally white room. He walks through a few signs.
Did I ascend? Do I ascend? Ascend with them. Trust our God, ascend. We will ascend.
He keeps walking, through the white and back into the eye blocks. And there's our god once again. The footage suddenly cuts there, and we're greeted by a familiar hotbar, Inside Man. The screen is half covered in eyes, and we can barely tell what's going on. Briefly, we can see the book in his hand is titled Ascend. He runs through plenty of signs that I can't make out, but this one definitely says, I need eyes. The next video picks up with Inside Man running through the same area, coming across these new red eye blocks. It suddenly cuts to a piece of text, which I'll come back to in a moment. And when it cuts back, Inside Man is investigating the large clump of these Ascend eyes, I'll call them. He hesitates before, of course,
That's a little anticlimactic.
they're clearly going deeper and deeper into this Sky Eye complex. Whether they're part of it or some sort of infiltrator is yet to be known, but unlike the player from before, he seems to have some sort of idea of what he's doing.
You would be dead.
Let's revisit the text we saw earlier. Running it through a base 64 decoder, we get a MediaFire link to a file called ascentfootage.png. And I want to say now, do not do what I did and download files from the internet that you don't know who created. That's how you get viruses. With that said though, this is what the image looks like. It's a red filter over a beta house with a weird white light shining through the door. For a link that was on screen for essentially half the video, I was expecting something a bit more informative, but the next video takes us somewhere completely different. We now get to see a hand.
I mean, not to be rude.
It's an Alex skin we've never seen before. Someone actually left a comment about the skin change, to which Navy responds with a link to an Imgur file of a house. It looks like
But
the same house we
if
see in the
you
video, except before some sort of
didn't
disaster.
want to be bullied in the first place even more,
Showing us a strange
probably should have gotten like actual help
The house extends much further back than you think, and Alex
since you were
walks through tunnels.
bullied into, you know, being a Therian and whatnot.
After a bit of deliberation, Alex picks exit and continues down the hall. She heads down a side corridor and runs into a few signs. They're too dim to see at first, but right in the video, do you see me? Alex turns around and heads towards the exit before the corridor turns into eyes. And of course, Alex jumps. The story picks up right back in the next video, and Alex looks around to find themselves in a strange gray world. The playground. There are spiraling towers, a tall pillar, trees made of wool, strange floating cabins.
That's me nowadays, to be honest.
The Ascend footage image we downloaded before. When we cut back, Alex is standing on a pile of Ascend eyes, and it appears
I don't even know why I'm alive.
a few of the buildings remain. Alex
I just
runs
am.
into darkness and seems to materialize inside a house.
After I fucking lost Lewis, I'm basically,
Alex walks outside into a gray
I basically don't care anymore. It's just,
I watched you. I know what you did to them. I'm not gonna let that happen. Welcome to Experiment Base. You are gonna ascend. Follow me and ascend with me and the other people.
Beside her new house is a pen almost overflowing with pigs. Scattered all around are strange structures and pillars of blocks leading into clumps of Ascend eyes watching over it. Alex follows a trail of torches into a nearby building. There's a sign that says art, and as they walk in, we get hit with a very strange bit of audio. The video cuts back, and Alex stands in front of a pit of Ascend eyes. I don't need to tell you what happens next. I'm sure you know this. Let's try and digest what we just watched. It's uncertain if Alex is the same person as Inside Man, but given her hesitance and Inside Man's
Then don't.
confidence, I'd wager they're two different people. In that case, how Alex got to the house in the first place is unknown, but their behavior looks very similar to that of the player who got abducted into the Sky Eye. It could well be that they shared a similar fate. In this case, though, after trying through the various oddities of whatever this place is, Alex runs into these messages, which I guess are from Ascend himself. The most interesting sign by far, though, is this one. It implies that this whole setup is some sort of protocol or experiment made made to deal with players who Ascend wants to capture. And actually, the sign Ascend with all of us makes me think that this writer isn't Ascend, and maybe someone who works under him, perhaps in space himself. Though that's largely speculation for now. The audio we hear inside the house sounds like it could be some sort of audio cipher, though after putting it in both a spectrogram and oscilloscope, it came back with no hidden meaning. It seems like it's really just weird noise. There's also these buttons out in the front of the house, which I thought could be some sort of Morse or binary code, but no matter what I tried, assigning torches as dots, buttons as dots, multiple buttons as dashes, single buttons as dots, nothing gave any intelligible message. So all that we're left with is that this Alex player quote-unquote ascended, just like the others we've seen. But why? And by now, I'm sure you may have lots of other questions, but don't worry, because so does Navy. Our guy, Navy 208, is back. Clearly not gone just yet. The arm we see here is the same arm that I told you was Navy a few videos ago, so we can assume that this is where he was sent after whatever that was captured him. Navy stumbles across a weird misshapen player named Voidbase M566, and then we see something huge. This player has the exact same arm as the arm we saw from Sky Eye to Ascend. This is that same player who is exploring the complex.
Hello? Who are you? You. Me. You. Me what? What do you mean? Him. Who? Hello? Ask. Who is Ask? Him. I don't understand. He wants me. What? My eyes. Eyes?
Void then turns his head on Navy, and Navy begins to run away, sprinting from Void.
Wait. No. No.
Finally, we're getting somewhere big. The description of this video is in binary and translates to the end of a MediaFire URL. Downloading it gives us an image of Void with no binary. Translating that gives us everyone will become Void. Evidently, when players ascend, they're turning into these hollow Void versions of themselves. Hence the they token in the description of Inside Man's first video. The Ascend demon thing we saw earlier must be trying to convert people into Void for some reason or another, but we don't know why just yet, nor what the eyes could be anything. We've heard many mentions of eyes being important, but as for what they represent, it's still largely unclear. Regardless, we can only keep watching as Navy lands in a pit of Ascend eyes with a now corrupted inventory. He calls out to Void, but gets no answer. He keeps walking into a larger room, and in the distance, there he is. Ascend. Watching. But Navy's too late to react. Ascend approaches fast and, well, he's not the most scary, is he? But after that, Navy's screen turns into the same misshapen form we saw inside Man and the Ascended players had earlier. This must happen when their eyes are taken. He runs away and the video ends. The description is just another link to an image of Ascend with 7 eyes. In the video and title, he only had 6, and after the encounter, half of Navy's screen is now black. You can piece together the rest. And it's not only Navy who gets a visit from this thing. The next video following Navy's ascension is from the perspective of someone called Maximum01. They give us a tour of their house, and nothing out of the ordinary happens, except at the end of the video they happen to chop up a rabbit, and in the last few seconds they watch as the sun cracks and turns red. Maximum is immediately taken off guard and opens his inventory to find this text and lines littering the screen. Obviously he's confused, but just a few seconds later, someone named Hello joins the game. Maximum tries to talk to it, before suddenly the footage cuts and you can hear a man talking. It cuts back, and it turns out that what we just saw happened to Maximum live. He freaks out. He runs back to his house, and then he sees it. He has a very reasonable reaction to seeing this thing and runs to hide inside his house. As he looks at the creature, it cuts to just a frame of its eyes staring right at him, with a siren voice playing in the background. Hello says hello, and in a panic, Maximum boards up all of his windows. So foretelling hello, there's no chance in the world he's leaving his house. He stays inside, panicking, and the video ends. The description of this video is in days 64, 32, and 2 respectively. Translating it all, it gives us this.
Hello, I am watching you. Come with me. The sun is gonna die soon. The end is near.
It seems Hello is yet another entity that works under Ascend, and Maximum isn't his only target. I'm skipping 2 videos that I'll return to in a second, but in the video Open Your Eyes, we get a new player, this time with an Alex skin, Raid 10012. He's also giving a base score, and all is normal until the screen cuts. And when we're back, all of his windows are replaced with eyes. The sun has died and gone a deep red, and standing behind him too is Hello, another victim. Though this time I want to suggest that maybe this Raid guy is the same Alex we saw in the playground video and in the house video. The link in the description is just another image with the text "Do you see me?" and that's the same text as both the title of the first video the Alex skin appears in, the description of the following playground video, and the text we see on the side. So maybe these are actually out of order. Raid was first captured by Hello, as we see here, and then transported to the house and playground dimension we saw later, but that's just a theory. A game theory. If you recognize this song, I don't even have to tell you who it is. Maybe. Earlier, I skipped 2 videos to get to Raid, and this is the first. He's in a new white room with Ascend eyes by the entrance. He descends down a long staircase of blocks, opening each one as he goes. Halfway down, the screen cuts to the message, "It's your fault." Navy continues, unfazed. He arrives at the base of the structure to find a world that looks like the playground, with a horribly disfigured sun. But looking around, it looks somewhat familiar. That's Navy's base. These are Navy's trees. This is Navy's world, corrupted and turned into whatever we're looking at, littered with strange towers he never built. He reaches a pit of eyes, and for the first time in the series, a character
Holy shit, you still have a gem? I'm a little widow. you by chance? I know the owner's offline. Oh, God. What diamond?
Stares Navy down before we cut to the next video, and Navy is running through a dark corridor. He reaches a junction and keeps running before the footage cuts to a picture of a city. He keeps going, and only a few seconds later we see the same thing. A city with a text, "It's your fault." But Navy just keeps running. And then this. Why? Then Navy stops and encounters another player, Void and Mace.
I know you.
The screen cuts to black again.
It's all your fault, Navy. He is dead because of you. My brother. What? You and that stupid... He can't have a son. You can't either. I've been watching you for years. I know what you do. Everything.
Why do you have a fucking Gatling?
Sorry.
Addressing the elephant in the room, the images you saw, if you haven't figured out yet, were all taken of Ukraine. The final image is the most obvious, and I was able to find it here. But the other images are also likely those of Ukrainian cities, with their signature blocky architecture. This is by far the most important video of the bunch, and we're finally getting a sense of what this series is all about. But before we talk about it, there's one detail about this all that I left out. If you look into the description, the binary turned media fire link isn't to an image, it's to a URL, send.tar. And I repeat now, do not download sketchy files off the internet. Unless you're me, because unzipping the file, we get a Minecraft world. It seems totally uninteresting at first, but going all the way back to the center video and looking in the description, we see a set of coordinates. Teleporting to these coordinates takes us to a hidden room with a chest and a written Ascend. By base, the binary translates to I miss you. It's impossible to deny that this series has something to do with the Russian-Ukrainian war. The Ascend message placed over the Ukrainian soldier waving his flag, base mentioning the war that apparently Navy is a part of. Now all the why and it's your fault messages in the previous videos make sense. We know Navy is somehow involved in this conflict and evidently on the opposite side of base. The direct metaphor here is still uncertain though. What exactly is the message and how do Ascend's goals line up with base, Navy, and all the other characters we've seen? It could be that the killing of animals and pigs is a parallel for the casualties in war, and Ascend is just some sort of being that punishes those who takes part in conflict. But that seems like a stretch given only what we've seen. But regardless, the series is about to come to a climax, and we're about to meet arguably our most important character yet. The skin has a ski arm, but at this point we know it's a common trait. They walk through a dark forest towards their home, the sun absolutely bloodshot. They look around. They know something is coming for them. The player digs into their attic and reads 4 signs.
Hello, I'm here. Bob, do you see me?
He gets back down and opens the chest and we can see his inventory is selected, just like Maximo's was. He grabs a strange item though. Its name is in Russian and it translates to end. The player steps outside and begins swinging the item. He knows something is coming and he isn't afraid. The screen freezes and the text execute run execute displays on the hotbar with a giant eye looking down at us. It stays like this until
I've been playing since 2017. I know some shit.
we see the message
Also, my previous account probably would have had more better stuff.
screen with the text, do you see me? And the video ends. We're getting 2 messages at once here. At first, on the surface level, our protagonist is clearly somewhat competent in fighting back against the monsters capturing people, unafraid of taking them on with his strange gadget. On a higher level, the series seems to be telling us to pay attention to Ukraine, not to be oblivious to the conflict they're fighting. It may be that Ascend, the collector of eyes, is representative of some force taking eyes off the war, silencing those who are aware. But then why do so many people want him to save them? All we know for certain is that this Steve here is the only one we've seen who can truly fight back, and he's not done yet. The next video continues with the same player now inside a large white room in the void. He takes a look around, peering over the edge at the various towers and bridges, looking for something, until someone called I'm Good says hello in chat. Our protagonist says hello back, and we can see his name is Russ00.
My luck sucks ass.
Where are you?
Sure. See, I have none.
Where is Navy 208? What? Who are you?
15 mil.
Russ panics, threatening to jump off the map, asking I'm Good to take him out of this place. I'm Good stays silent and Russ jumps
The sad part about that is that's the only sword I have,
broken skin.
and that's the only bow I have.
Begging, I'm Good gives no closure and Russ keeps jumping off, again to no avail, until finally he jumps one more time and finds himself in an even darker world, approaching 3 more I'm Goods, as well as below. The screen cuts to black with the words Dead Trees written all in caps. From what we've seen, Russ is the best hope of anyone figuring out how to stop Ascend and the rest of his beings. He's the first we've seen to survive a corruption, or at the very least get a reasonable response from an entity, but it's not enough. And apparently we now learn that Navy 208 never existed, that he was just a dream Russ created. So that may not necessarily be the case. In the description, we can find a code event, and translating it to text gives us another Mediafire link to an image with a simple message. Don't trust him, that's a lie. Don't trust who? What's the lie here? Who's lying? Is it I'm good? Is Navy really alive? Russ walks through a corridor, reaching a sign labeled Navy 208. Another door with a sign referencing Maximum 01 and someone named Stambaroff, and a final sign down the hall for Raid 11012. He opens tab and everyone is there. Someone else. Russ opens Navy's door to find a yellow on the left. The entity was lost. Russ begins to talk. Navy doesn't respond, and instead throws him a book.
I can't talk. I found a way to escape that thing lie. I'm real. I'm alive. Trust me, that thing is not real. The human we created a Send. Send is just one of them, like you. The Send recruits more people into this current place for the behemoth. In some time, the behemoth comes here to eat us. But don't worry, we know how to escape it.
Decide to just go. In the meantime, he opens the other doors of the corridor, confirming everyone is still there.
No, I cannot save you.
Navy throws Russ another book.
If you are reading this, the behemoth is coming. Use this thing I gave you. You know how to use it. You need to kill him now, or everyone will turn into more creatures and this will never end. I just want to say goodbye. You don't need it. I just wanted to play a normal game, but this ended bad. By the way, Base XD, our friend, was killed by the behemoth. We won't see him anymore. Thank you. Goodbye. Navy 208 to Russ 00100.
When the footage cuts back, Russ is holding a tulip and returns to the room to find Navy waiting for him. They head together back down into a normal world.
That's when Blockchain and Go came out. Blockchain and Go. What the fuck is that game? Blockman Go came.
Every player that was trapped in that final room we saw was captured by a Send. It's likely that Stambaroff is Steven, the player we saw was about Minecraft footage. And if Navy is to be believed, even a Send himself is just another player captured and morphed into an entity by the behemoth to collect eyes for one reason or another. From my understanding, Navy Base, the original, has some sort of deal with the behemoth and was working on his side, hence how he has control over the fallen stars and
Poor fuck.
And as he said, this isn't over yet. There are just 5 more videos left before we get to the bottom of this whole thing. The first consisting of an unknown player with a Steve skin innocently building a house where nothing at all of note happens. So interestingly, it's the same house we saw all the way back in the image at the beginning titled a Send footage. It could be that this is some sort of
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get the OG armor net right now.
gameplay of a Send himself before he got turned into whatever we see in the future videos. But there's not that much to go off of, and luckily the next video has returned to Navy as he comes back to his world. Everything is totally normal and he repairs his house, thanking us for all that. Though for some reason he gets advancements ones that he should already have unlocked, and there's no reason to be getting twice. But that doesn't matter. It seems as though he's finally won, right? But the binary binary in the description leads to a third unlisted video which begs to differ. A dark entity bigger than any we've seen yet standing before us. This isn't over yet. Navy begins to notice things that are wrong. His skin has gone black and tells us there's something he found in his world that shouldn't be there. The footage bugs horribly while he runs, as if something is taking a toll on his world. And then we see it. A house that shouldn't exist because Navy didn't build it, but Steven or Stamborov or whoever this is did. This house is a block-for-block replica we see in the encounter with the entity video, down to the torch by the ground. But what it's doing in Navy's world now is a complete mystery. But Navy's not done. He takes it over to something else he found. A tunnel. This time I have no idea what this is referenced. It seems like a random tunnel, but who knows, maybe I'm missing something. Navy goes to leave the area, but as he does, we see it. Another black player. Watching Navy inside his world, but he doesn't notice. After all this, there's still something watching him. Navy takes his home, unaware the player is following him. He chops cacti, then plants it, and without warning runs back to the area with the house in the tunnel. The black player is gone, but Navy discovers a pit he's never seen before. But he doesn't jump down, and instead heads home again, looking behind him as if he feels someone's watching, but no one's there. And just like that, the video ends. Finally, Navy leaves the house to see eyeballs crawling everywhere. Two giant entities stand behind his base with a dark player flying in front of him.
I'm sorry. Stop us now, please.
Please.
On my previous account, I got the whole set of OG God set. Account, I got the whole OG God set.
Am I the only one wondering who Neo is? The final video on Navy's channel is called Outside. It's of a player with a black skin running through a looping series of tunnels covered in ice. At the end, we can barely make out the legs of something massive, but as quickly as it started, it ends. And we're left with that. Except we're not, because as I finished running the script, Navy uploaded one final video onto his channel. I was gonna end this video with a series of questions. What Navy's relationship with base was, what all this had to do with Ukraine, what the behemoth was, but no, this video answers all of them. We open up to a player digging out a mine and then running up the stairs to find a sign.
Don't kill animals, please. I like them, okay?
The player responds, and we can see a strangely familiar name on a pig across the hall. The player exits the mine, but is shocked to find their entire base is now completely decimated. A tower tower of lava stands in the distance and a Russian flag blows in the wind atop the base. The player runs over to more signs. They don't know how to respond at first, but place down two of their own.
Hello, Navy 208. No worries, we can be friends, Navy 208.
Clearly, they don't really mean it though, as they don't trash the signs as well, trashing the flag as well. But in their rage, they spot one more message in a row, a promise of revenge from yet another familiar name. Of course, Base says yes, and the rest is history. This was the Genesis, Navy 208, Base XD, Ascend 2015. These were all Russian hackers, Russian players who raided Base's server and griefed his home, a home that he shared with his brother. So naturally, of course, he would fight back. There's still the question of how exactly it all got to be this way. What did Base really meant, and how Ascend 2015 changed from a normal player into that. But even now, the puzzle pieces to solving the mysteries of this story are all laid out in front of us. The question is, can you put them together?
Cool. I'm playing the Let's Play World. I made a phone.
Hello, I saw some of your videos and I was wondering if you could help me with something. I know it's not.
What if your best friend, someone who you spend hours and hours of time with, suddenly vanished into thin air without a word, never seen or heard from again? Surely it would be terrifying and confusing. Well, 3 months ago, Andrew's best friend Chris disappeared. He vanished from the face of the internet, his account never seen online again. Nobody had any idea where he went, that is, until he showed up. This is the horrifying and tragic story of Andrew Gaming 67, a Minecraft player playing in
Welcome to a showcase, so to say, of something very special to me. Right here is a world that I used to play on with one of my buddies. My buddy Chris. I mean, he stopped playing years ago. He went out for one day and he never came back.
Andrew doesn't know what happened to Chris, and according to the description of the video, he has had no contact with Chris in the last few months. In this first episode, Andrew gives us a tour of the world, and a few minutes in, he gets attacked by a mob of zombies, particularly one wearing full gold armor. This will become significant later on, so hold on to it. A minute later, the episode ends, except it's not over.
Okay then. Sorry if my audio sounds weird while it's on my headphones.
The footage cuts, and Andrew tells us that he noticed the zombie had dropped a potato and he was going to plant it. And that's it? Well, no, not at all. Because obscured by the darkness, hiding behind a tree, we can see a humanoid figure stalking Andrew in the distance. If you scroll into the comments, you can see that Andrew is pretty frazzled by the encounter. He mentions it might be a texture pack bug, but he doesn't really know. But the world is definitely on single player, so who is this entity watching Andrew, and is it all connected to the disappearance of Chris? And we actually do get some answers that uncover the truth, we have to look at episode 2, where Andrew has found discovering his world.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Crosses the hill where the shadow player was in the last episode, Andrew comes across a house.
For those of you who are wondering, this right here, this is Chris's first house in this world. And not his first house ever, but even if I wasn't a picture, this was Chris's house. This is literally, he uses this Monster Cobble design on so many people. The design choice he adopted was
This is Chris's first house. Apparently, he was a big fan of using mossy cobblestone in his builds. In the furnace, Andrew finds a singular bone, which is strange. Why would that be there considering there's barely any other items? And a minute later, Andrew gets jumped by another gold armor mob, and just a bit later, Andrew finds another structure, a well.
No way. I got a story for this right here.
He explains that Chris used to build structures like these to help contextualize the world and give it a story, and he gets a bit emotional.
I mean, you guys seriously don't even know how much it means to me that I found this. It's really phenomenal. So yeah, I guess that's. Sorry, I'm pretty much
The video then ends, but if we rewind a few minutes, at 9 minutes and 10 seconds, we can see the same black figure in the fog stalking Andrew from the top. Who is this entity? We've seen it watching Andrew twice now. Does it have anything to do with Chris's disappearance? And stalking Andrew in the first place? Number 3 continues with Andrew having installed a new texture pack.
I had the bright idea to download a texture pack, as you can see here, that sort of mimics the classic look and feel of Minecraft. Back in the day, whenever I want to do something with a mod or a texture pack, Chris was always the one to figure that out for me. He was quite a little technical. So, you know, in the spirit of that, I figured, might as well figure it out for once myself.
A bit later, while exploring, Andrew notices a zombie figure in the woods, which is weird, and it shouldn't be possible for them to spawn in the world. But as he goes to investigate further, we get this moment.
Whoa. Well, that was kind of embarrassing. I just fell to my death. All my stuff. I'm gonna sleep and go get it back so I don't have to deal with whatever hit me in there.
Notice that because Andrew's nearby was turned off, we have no idea what actually hit him in the hole, but judging from the angle of knockback, it's definitely possible that he could have been hit by a club. The video ends with Andrew collecting his stuff to spare the death, but sadly again, it doesn't. Andrew gives us yet another editor's note. For some reason, among his dropped items was a mossy cobblestone, despite the fact he never had any in his inventory when he died. Mossy cobblestone, that's an odd block choice. Now, is it just a coincidence that it also happens to be Chris's favorite block? You probably know the answer. In episode 4, Andrew begins by explaining away the auditorium to potential texture pack bugs.
Well, I want to start off with this that was in the last video. So some weird things happened when I died over there. So I don't know if you guys didn't see the last one. You didn't see the last one. I came over here and I saw a little pigman right there. And then something that probably a zombie knocked me out when I fell. But when I picked up, I noticed in the editing I picked up some mossy cobblestone. And I figured it was probably something like that. So I had to change the texture pack out, put it back in. And sure enough, it must have been. Because I don't have it anymore.
Later in the video, he goes to explore more of the world and stumbles upon something new, a bar.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? See, look. Chris must have built part of this in here. I actually remember building this up here in a little bar. Sit at, I guess.
As he's about to finish searching, Andrew notices a singular piece of cobblestone under a chest. He mines it, revealing a secret passageway, and then this happens.
Awesome. I didn't think we'd come. I don't know where this goes, like at all. So, there's water, so at least it's safe. We used to make these little surprises for each other inside of the builds. Jesus. Okay, stop. Stop making the sound now. Hi, Andrew. Found my secret room. LOL. Maybe this one is a bit obvious. Chris, wow, okay. Looks like you left a little surprise here.
A singular bone, again. This is very wrong, but it also compares to what we see in a few minutes, as Andrew heads forward to yet another cold gold skeleton, and while he's delivering his outro, we get
letting me really dig deep into this old world and just.
You see, if you pause the video at just the right time, you can see it. A terrifying entity smiling at Andrew outside his window, stalking him. This raises even more questions than answers. Is it the same black figure we've seen in the previous episode? It might be, but in those ones, recall that the entity wasn't smiling. It might be the shadows obscuring the smile, but if not, it leads us to a very unsettling conclusion. There are multiple entities stalking Andrew's world, but why? Why stalk Andrew, and do these bones, mossy cobblestone, or Chris have anything to do with it? There's simply too many questions to answer right now, but it's about to get a whole lot scarier and a whole lot worse. You just have to watch episode 5. Andrew starts off the video evidently panicked.
Hey guys, I just wanted to start off today by showing you this right here. I just wanted you to know that my game is not running multiplayer, and even then when I do have multiplayer on, typically I keep invite only on. And yeah, I don't have any add-ons. There's nothing at play here behind the scenes for anyone to be in my game. And on the topic of that, here, let me get in the world so I can talk about this first. I wanted to talk about some stuff with you guys, because you guys seem to have a lot of theories going on. A few dark creatures have been pointed out to me, and I actually went into a video
He tells us more about his relationship with Chris, and we get some interesting details.
the relationship with Chris. Sorry, let me handle this. The relationship with Chris was, we were just online friends. We actually met back in the Xbox 360 days. We played back on Halo 3.
Ah, hey, you played Xbox 360? So did I, but I joined way later. In fact, I joined when the entire fucking thing was dead.
I'm hoping someday I can if he comes back online. But as far as I know, he's just offline. That's all. Although, you know, I have had those thoughts where I'm not sure exactly if he's just offline or if something bad happened to him. You know, I just don't know.
But this is hardly as important as what happens next. After doing some basic survival and crafting of armor, Andrew cuts the video to his editing mode and tells us this.
Hey guys, this is Andrew here. Sorry for any background noise. I was going through the editing process for this video because, you know, these clips together that I recorded. And I came across something in my files, my documents folder. I didn't really know what to make of it. It's really weirding me out. I'm gonna play it in just a second here, but I don't know if any of you guys know what this could be. I really don't understand how. I don't get it. I really don't. It's kind of spooking me and honestly putting me off about playing in the world. It's just a video file that I found on my laptop called hello.info. Quite frankly, I don't really know what. I don't really know what to do about this. I'm just gonna play the video and leave the nature. Thanks.
What in the world is happening? Who put this file on Andrew's computer? Was it the black entity we saw earlier? Who is this in the background? Person find themselves in Andrew's world? Wait, who is this in the background? In the recording, we see what looks like another Steve skin in the background. A Steve skin with potentially white eyes. And not only that, if we rewind the video to 9 minutes in, outside the door to Andrew's house, we see Steve colored flags. White eyes, player colors, can only be one thing. So what, are all of a sudden 3 entities stalking Andrew, Herobrine, Smile, and the Shadow Man? Well, it's not off the table that these 2 sightings could be conveniently timed zombies. The footage is too blurry to deny that explanation, but that doesn't take away from the fact that someone stalked Andrew and put a video of it in Andrew's documents folder. They aren't trying to be subtle. They want to tell Andrew that he's being watched. So what is their goal? What are they trying to achieve? Well, to find out the answers, we have to keep digging into the next video. When the video starts, Andrew tells us this. Hey guys, I'm Andrew. I was thinking you should probably subscribe to the Wi-Fi's YouTube channel.
No.
We're trying to get to 2 million subscribers before the end of the year, and it would really mean a lot to him if you subscribe. And also, if you want to subscribe and save me from these evil entities, that's probably going to be the trick. So, hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. If you want to see more ARG videos, subscribing is the best way to tell Wi-Fi's that you want to see them from him. But what I actually meant to say was...
Hey guys, welcome to another video. I know I said I might take a break last video, but I realized that really everything's gonna be okay because at the end of the day it's Minecraft. But I think at one point I wanted to get like a replay of my Sky Wars, so I downloaded one of those like replay mods. But it didn't end up working. That's the only thing I could think of that could
explain away this recording, but if we're being honest, it definitely isn't that simple. Andrew decides to go back to the well, and when he arrives, he finds a torch.
Trail of torches. Okay. This trail of torches could have been put here by me and Chris. This is really gross. Oh, wait, no. This was us. This was, we made this tunnel. We kept going over this mountain. I can't remember why.
After venturing through the secret tunnel, he stumbles upon a fort that Chris made.
Oh my god! I remember this! Chris was, he was building his castle.
And yet again, he finds a singular bone placed inside a furnace. And just seconds later, as he leaves, freaked out, we get this disturbing scene.
Yeah, I guess let's head back. That's just about all there is. That wasn't there, was it? I feel like I would have recognized that door being there. I didn't see that on my way down.
Lava man. He chucks a lava, but
Okay, boys. Actually,
what the fuck?
don't know if I want to do I'm a little freaked out because that's not over well. Let me see. Can you watch? I guess he didn't clear this out. I don't remember this one. I remember the other two, I believe. That's really weird. Well, I guess I'll check out this up here. I saw it coming. The recurring nightmare. The dark, damp tomb. Nowhere to be found. I don't know what that is. I really don't. This is weird. I don't know what this is. Okay, I know I'm not tripping. I know that. Okay, what?
What is this? I mean, Andrew explains away the end of the video, but what in the world is happening? Someone is tampering with Andrew's world. Are they also the ones leaving these messages for Andrew? The message itself is extremely disturbing in its own right, but I'll revisit it in a moment. Something is very clearly watching Andrew, but why? Is it just to torment him for fun? We don't know. We can only watch as Andrew struggles to handle what's happening.
Look, I've done some thinking. I don't want to. Anyways, I've done some thinking, and you know what? It's a game. It's a game. And if this is some little trick Chris tried to play on me a while ago, or hell, maybe he's doing it now. Maybe he somehow is actively playing this trick on me, and I don't know.
Andrew comes across a birch tree with no leaves. At first, he thinks it's the only one of its kind, but he ends up following a path of them to a weird structure, a pair of brick towers. As Andrew explores deeper, he comes across a locked iron door, followed by a lever. He presses it, and then this happens.
Guess I'm gonna flip this, huh? So you guys want? I bet it is. Okay. Well,
No, Andrew, no. Press it! Press the fucking lever already! Just press it!
okay. Okay, no. I think I'm gonna have to cut this one short. I don't understand. I don't understand. I guess I should have waited till then. I genuinely have no clue. Did you guys see that?
And just as the video ends and Andrew begins to calm down, he goes into F5 and we see the same player watching from right behind him. The video cuts to black and ends. We're told it's just a game crash. This video is a lot to take in. These new structures in Andrew's world are clearly taking a toll on him mentally, and we find the deeper he ventures, the worse it seems to become. This well symbolism keeps coming up though, so maybe this has something to do with Chris? Well, let's entertain the possibility that Chris is really the one leaving these messages in Andrew's world. Well, remember that cryptic sign from earlier?
I saw it coming. The recurring nightmare. A dark, damp tomb never to be found.
The second half seems to be referencing the well, dark and damp, but tomb is far more concerning. If we follow this thought through to its conclusion, it leads us to the very horrifying idea that Chris might be dead in a well, and his ghost is haunting Andrew's game in the form of his local player. Now, that seems a bit ridiculous. And also, you usually don't just die in a well. That shouldn't normally happen. So what gives here? What's going on? The recurring nightmare part of the sentence is a bit harder to pinpoint, but it'll make a lot more sense later in the video, so hold on to it. But though, if we want to understand what's happening, we need to check out the next video. This is the first video to break the title format of Old World Showcase. Whereas the last few videos have had messages from Andrew, this time there's no description and Andrew hasn't replied to a single comment. The quality of the recordings has jumped up, and the microphone has changed, and Andrew gives us a little life update.
Got a lot on my mind recently, not just involving this world, but involving my family and with school beginning. It's just been a big stress. You know, I haven't had the drive to make any of these videos, especially considering what happens typically. I'd rather not go too close to it. Now, I've been refraining from breaking news, and I'm refraining now. I don't think whatever's in this would like what I'm doing if I were to break into the wells.
And that's it. He's clearly scared of whatever is going on and agrees with us that it seems ridiculous that his world might be haunted. But in the next video, the tone completely shifts.
So I want to let you know that I've been doing a lot of stuff recently. At least trying to, as you can probably tell. See, I have an idea that was actually fueled by a comment I saw. It was Peach Jam commented. I'm glad I really think you should continue investigating the wells. If you plan on going into one, make sure you use a potion of water. It could be a long way down, which, of course, I figured to be water breathing, because, you know, that makes no sense.
Andrew has definitely made a ton of progress since last time and has decided to jump in the well. I mean, it's just a game, right? What's the worst that could happen? So Andrew heads over to the towers, and we get this.
Wow, it goes all the way down. I wonder if that's probably where all the other doors lead. This is like the tallest one. The other ones go down this deep? I wonder. And away we go, I guess. Well, without wasting any more time, I guess this is it.
What in the world? After entering the well, it seems that Andrew has slipped into another dimension, on top of a tower so high he can't see the ground. This is unnatural. There's no way a Minecraft world should be able to operate like this. How on earth did Andrew suddenly work here? But more importantly, what is this place? Why is there another bone? Did Chris leave it for us? The description certainly doesn't help.
The echo of my voice ricochets off the lit lining of my watery tube forever I rest in this damn dark room.
It's very unlikely that this message came from Andrew himself, but if it didn't, then who left it for us? Brick lining a watery tomb is again referencing a well, and the language is very similar to the sign we saw in episode 6. So did Chris leave both these messages for us? If so, then the line "forever I rest in this damn dark tomb" almost confirms our suspicions that Chris might have died in the well, or at least he's dead in the well, either or not very enticing. And if the wells weren't creepy enough, the next video only makes it 10 times worse. Images of towers behind the door delivers exactly what it promises in the title. Images of tall brick towers similar to the dimension we saw Andrew fall into, except the final image is not of a tower, but a creepy brick well in the middle of the woods. This leads to a very concerning question. Is this the well where Chris died? But I'm gonna get ahead of myself. In the well, there isn't much to see here, so it's time to look at the next video, Leave. This video resumes exactly where Towers left off, but in the distance, right away you can see the same black figure hiding in the stairs at the edge of the tower in front of Andrew. They descend down the stairs, and Andrew is quick to follow. Throughout this whole video, there is no audio, and as Andrew descends into the tower, we see many dimly lit hallways. A minute in, we can glimpse the black figure flying away, almost trying to get Andrew's attention and maybe lead him somewhere. As Andrew continues to explore, he finds more and more doors, and note that whenever he leaves a room, he closes the door behind him, a detail that will be very important in the future, so remember that. 2 minutes in, Andrew enters a room with barred-off iron doors and a painting that didn't exist in the vanilla game. It looks like it could definitely be a Minecraft painting, but it's never appeared in the game before. When Andrew finally follows where the black figure flew off to, he runs into an empty dark corner, and as he turns back, there's a sign. Note that now every single door is open, despite Andrew having meticulously closed each one. Andrew eventually does leave, and we can see the dark figure crossing the bridge to another tower, and the video ends. What we just watched was extremely cryptic. The painting we saw before was created by Christopher Zetterstrand, the same artist that made the other Minecraft paintings. However, it's true that this one was never in the game. It's a piece titled An Alternative Route. Is this symbolic of something, or just random choice? Well, not to ruin the surprise, but this painting selection wasn't random. It'll make way more sense later down the line. But this doesn't really address the other giant questions this video leaves us with. Namely, where is this place, and what's the point of it all? What is Andrew or this black figure trying to tell us? And what's all the doors being opened, and most importantly, why did he tell us to leave? It seems odd that after seemingly beckoning Andrew to this dimension and down into the building, the black figure now wants him to leave? Why? You're the one that led him here, unless there's someone else who wrote this sign. It's also worth noting the title of the video isn't complete. While the video itself is called Leave, the description has a continuation. Leave or stay for eternity. The nature of this split up title could be purely an artistic choice, but it just as well could hint at some sort of conversation. Two people wanting different things from Andrew. Either he leaves or he stays forever. Two different entities, just as we've seen haunting Andrew's world. The following video, Garden in the Sky, could be one of the most tragic and eerie videos I've ever seen, so let's get to watching. The title is again incomplete. The Garden in the Sky as tranquil as death. If that doesn't clue you into what's to come, well, you'll see. The video begins with Andrew crossing the bridge from last episode, and all is still and silent. In the distance, we can begin to make out a hedge with a parrot on a leash floating over. Andrew runs into a room with two signs. One that says purify your soul, and another that says pit of purification. The implication here is obvious. Andrew has to set his spawn inside the room and jump into the lava to respawn on the other side, pure, with no items. When Andrew sees this, he immediately turns around and runs away, not wanting to die. But no, he's not running away at all. He snatches the bone from the chest earlier and puts it in the ender chest along with his bottle. He sets his spawn, the footage flips as he does, and Andrew jumps to his death in the pit of purification. When he respawns on the other side, Andrew reads a sign that says no going back. Unbothered, he exits the building, now in the middle of the night, and enters the garden. The garden in the sky is a hedge maze filled with various flowers and parrots on leaves. As he reaches the center, Andrew comes across an obelisk, a mossy cobblestone shrine. Chris's favorite block, and right in front of it, a wither rose. If it wasn't already clear from the description and the creepy messages from before, this should be the final nail in the coffin. Chris is dead. Andrew doesn't stop there though. He keeps walking. He finds another well, interestingly already opened with a fence on the left side. The same place Andrew put the fence when he originally exited the well into this dimension. Someone has been here before him. Unfazed, Andrew takes the plunge. He heads through a tunnel and enters a totally white hole. This video is drenched with symbolism. It seems the garden might be a metaphor for heaven. The chained down birds may imply that Chris's soul wants to fly on, but is for some reason tied down, stuck in some sort of limbo. Hence why he's still able to communicate with us, with Andrew. Assuming we are really correct about him being deadheaded. Still, the shrine and wither rose essentially spell it out for us. Still raises some questions. Was Chris the one here before us, or is something else at play? And still, none of this addresses who Smile is, but most importantly, where is Andrew now? Well, there's only one way to find out. The next video, Leaf Protocol, doesn't seem to be from Andrew's perspective. Instead, we're treated to a black hand. This is likely the figure that we saw earlier. He runs through a hallway, glances nervously at a black armor stand, and heads into a room marked 11 and flicks a lever. But wait, while there's no audio besides the monotonic beeping, if you turn on captions, you get an entirely different story.
I'm running it. Of course I'm running it. He's gone too far already. He's just gonna make the same mistake I did. I'll run the protocol, wipe to save it in his memory. It won't solve this, but it might buy us some time. Eventually he will remember, just like I did. Just prolonging the inevitable. God, I have to do this. Here goes. A new day begins.
In the video, we see whoever this is activate something called Leaf Protocol, apparently wiping Andrew or Subject 136's memories. If you look it up, Leaf is a river in the underworld of Greek mythology. If you drink its water, you experience complete amnesia and lose your memories, only confirming what we saw in the subtitles. But okay, what in the world does this actually mean? Why is whoever this is trying to erase Andrew's memories and his world file? This intent clearly lines up with the leave sign we saw earlier. They want Andrew to forget this is all happening. According to our mysterious shadowy narrator, they don't want Andrew making the same mistake they did. Though as we see in the subtitles and description, this is only delaying what seems to be inevitable. But there is one detail in this video that is absolutely huge. One extremely obvious yet extremely subtle feature. Whoever this is using Andrew's resource pack. Recall that this isn't vanilla Minecraft textures. It's a pack that Andrew set up earlier in the Let's Play. And who did Andrew say helped him with the resource pack and tech stuff again?
Back in the day, whenever I want to do something with a mod or a texture pack, Chris was always the one to figure that out for me. He was quite the little tech wizard.
This is Chris. The black figure that we've been theorizing about for so long is now essentially confirmed to be Chris, meaning that he is somehow in Andrew's world, showing him around and leaving messages despite being seemingly dead. Does this mean that Smile is also Chris? Maybe, but it could just as easily be someone else. Though let's just not rush over the fact that Chris is dead and also haunting Andrew's Minecraft world. It seems we have a ghost in the machine, but how and why? What is Chris trying to prevent Andrew from doing, and who is Smile, and what is with this interdimensional well madness? Well, luckily this isn't where the series ends. Our questions will be answered. We just have to watch the next video.
Hey guys, my name is Andrew. I don't know if any of you really know me other than a few personal friends, but the other day I was checking my channel, my YouTube channel, the one you're watching this video on, and I saw that I had a random influx of subscribers. I think around the time of recording, it's around almost 2,500, which is just insane to me, considering the fact that I don't have any videos.
No.
What is this?
What's gonna happen? What are you talking about?
The summer scariest movie arrives.
From Huda Beauty, you don't need a filter, you just need a bomb-ass product. Start with the Easy Blur Primer. Watch the difference. Next, Easy Blur Foundation.
Fuck you.
It's clear that the Leaf protocol worked, and for some reason Andrew has totally forgotten that he has other videos and has played on previous worlds before. The video itself is quite long and is a very normal Minecraft Let's Play. A few minutes in, Andrew gets jumped by a full gold skeleton. This is the third time this has happened and might be a random chance, but it is strange that it happened 3 times. Besides that though, the video is totally ordinary until the very end when this happens.
We need a bit more wood. We need... whatever. I'll just cut down another tree. I'm not gonna take my time and calculate it.
It's clear that someone has unfinished business with Andrew. Whether it's Chris or not, that seems to be up in the air. But that's not all. Searching through the captions halfway through the video, there is a single string of text. GDXC, etc. It's a YouTube URL. Typing it in takes us to an unlisted video. He is still here, and according to the description, but he shouldn't be. Is the he in question Andrew? It seems like it, since this video is exactly like the Stalker one we saw very early into the first Let's Play. It's more footage of someone watching Andrew from a distance. What's notable is that Andrew almost seems to look at whoever is recording halfway through the video. If we match that scene up with footage from Andrew's video, we see a suspicious cut right where it happened. What's up with that? The music playing in this video is also very important. It's a remix version of the Minecraft soundtrack song Wet Hands, and coincidentally or not, it's the exact same song that was playing back in the other stalking video. Wet Hands? Wet from a well, maybe? Who knows? This video doesn't give us a whole lot though, so we have to continue watching the series.
Hey guys, this is Andrew. Andrew Gaming 67 here. Here with, what is technically my 4th video on this world, but is actually my 2nd, because unfortunately I lost footage. Oh, we have a baby chicken.
Andrew begins this episode by showing us the progress of the last den. It's worth noting that he has a single piece of mossy cobblestone in his chest, which he then explains as follows.
Now, you may have seen it, because I did open the chest, but in the mine, last video I explained it very well. I was mining, and I looked up at this part of the wall, and I saw a piece of cobblestone, a very interesting piece of cobblestone. A piece of mossy cobblestone. I don't know what it was doing in there. It wasn't connected to a spawner like I thought.
This is definitely odd and unnatural, confirming that Chris isn't done with Andrew just yet. He then touches on 2 fan suggestions.
For some reason, many of you requesting I build a well. I will build a well eventually, because it actually took me back to a memory I had. Me and my friend mentioned him in the previous video. We, what do you call it? He would always build wells in my world for some reason. He would just build them in all worlds, whatever world he was playing on, there would be a well. And it was always very interesting to me. And I haven't talked to him in a long time. I was going to go visit one of our old worlds. As you guys know, my old worlds were strangely corrupted or hidden. Unfortunately, the error with filming has persisted and decided to remove somewhere in the middle of my video. But basically, what I decided to do after I put the chicken in that little fence is I started building a cobblestone tower per request by a fan.
Despite that though, nothing else seems to happen in this episode, although the mossy cobblestone and sign from earlier do call into question Chris's motives. If his goal is to reset Andrew's memory and make him forget all that he experienced, why give him clues like this in the first place? Chris seems to acknowledge this, and he, or at least someone else, leaves a message to us in the description. Once again, we have to patiently wait for this story to unfold.
I built a little wall. One more thing in there. Actually make some mossy cobblestone with it. So I'm gonna make 13 mossy cobblestone because you guys really like the kind of mossy cobblestone blocks. And with the name of my dog, the one that came through for me for the name of the dog was Chris. Chris, and I did mention my friend Chris. And Chris, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, hey, you should reply to my messages.
Andrew mentions how he needs to find clay in order to build a well, but when he looks out to find some, he sees this.
So, a comment I made earlier, he was talking about how annoying clay is to find, and that reminded me that if I need bricks, I'm gonna need clay. So I was thinking we could go down to the river, somewhere over there. Hold on. So there's like, I don't know, check this out. There's like a bunch of huge holes in the ice over there.
The explanation to us, the viewer, is obvious. Someone has dug up all the clay. But who and why? Well, it's almost certainly Chris trying to prevent Andrew from building the well. No clay means no bricks, and no bricks means no well. No well means no remembering. But Andrew is determined, and a little later, this happens.
They're probably way worse in like old Minecraft. What just happened? Scared the shit out of me. What is this? Is this? My heart's actually beating so fast right now. I don't know what to do. Extinguished campfire, bed, chest. I don't think this gets spawned there. I guess that solves our prey issue. Okay. I don't know at all what's going on right now.
This must be absolutely horrifying for Andrew to find his world, but we, the viewers, know the truth. This is Chris. The description all but confirms this, and the videos continue.
Hey guys, it's Andrew here. Decided that I was making a video for I know it's been a little bit now. Been a little busy with things that I'm wanting to do. Trying to do.
Andrew starts the video going off mining.
I have the worst luck when it comes to mining in caves. As you can see, I've been in here.
At the end of the video, with the use of materials, Andrew begins constructing the well. Though he doesn't have enough to finish it, he comments in the description. But we actually take a break from the Let's Play series here and an unexpected tour of an old realm that he used to play on. This video is honestly a whole lot of nothing for the first 15 minutes. A video sees strange XP orbs in the water, but that doesn't mean much on its own. A few minutes later, though, Andrew is suddenly swarmed by a giant group of phantoms, and even stranger than that, don't even seem to be interested in him. Instead, flying towards some invisible presence somewhere around Andrew, and our suspicions finally get confirmed when touring the lighthouse, Andrew spots this.
The lighthouse appeared. Hold on. Is there an Enderman up there?
Of course, we know that's no Enderman, that's Chris, watching Andrew work.
Oh, wow. You just. Chris just got called a fucking Enderman. Bruh.
Again, the description confirms our suspicions. The final sentence is extremely interesting, validating our guess that this magical protocol that erased Andrew's memories is the description that Chris is trying to stop the memories from coming back. Although, again, it seems to completely contradict the various Chris has left Andrew throughout this Let's Play, which seems like only make him more. This isn't all that's happened on the well. In the next video, freaked out Andrew tells us.
Andrew here. I know I just uploaded a video and you're probably wondering what exactly is going on. Something a little strange happened in the latest video. I didn't notice until after I uploaded it. But at the part where I go up to the lighthouse and I'm walking around beyond right here. So when I go up the ladder, I'm looking around for it to stop. It's not going to stop unless I stop playing. I just have this weird feeling.
We get a very ominous note in the description below Andrew's message, and with that we
The fuck was I doing again?
I've been, as you might be able to tell, a little bit busy.
Today, Andrew heads to the nether and is doing a lot of suffering to the hands of ghasts and
Oh, yeah.
piglins. He finally gets his bearings and only to find that his well has been destroyed.
I'm just gonna go back down into the mine, and I come over here. I didn't take too much of a close look, but something happened to the well. Something in this world. I don't know what it is, and I've been ignoring it for too long. And I need to. Something keeps happening in these worlds, and I mean, look, there's snowballs in the world. It happened recently.
The motive to us is obvious. Chris is hoping that by destroying the well, Andrew will return to the sky. But as we're about to find out, it doesn't stop Andrew for long.
Hey guys, this is Andrew. Come back with another video. I've been quite busy. I made got a bunch of diamonds, strip mining. We're gonna go find the stronghold. Maybe not go to the end yet, but we might as well go find the stronghold at the very least.
Andrew then goes to craft an ender chest, but when he does, he finds this inside.
What I'm doing, guys, is this is what I'm doing. Evidently, I'm dying. That's what I'm doing.
What is going on with my world today?
The exact same items he put in his ender chest in the land of powers in the previous Let's Play.
You know when, like, you do something when you're, like, really young in Minecraft or, like, a video game, and you play that game again, and, like, there's a certain specific thing that you see that kind of, like, triggers your brain, and it, like, I want to say deja vu, but it's not even really that. It's, like, more than deja vu. It's, like, stronger.
And then, suddenly, as if in a trance, Andrew goes silent, and the memories start flooding back.
Sorry, I don't mean to, like, freak out or anything on camera or, like, over dramatic. I know it's just Minecraft, but that doesn't usually happen.
I'll be right back, guys. know what's wrong with my door. It ain't no. It doesn't have any fucking WD-40 in it or fucking oil.
Come back to me. You fix the wall.
The song that plays right as Andrew goes through, and the only music so far is an unused song from Minecraft Volume Alpha C418's Chris. In the next episode, as expected, Andrew finds himself back in the Land of Towers. He spawns into a room with two paintings, the Wanderer and the Alternative Red. He wanders through various other rooms and stumbles across a trail of signs.
I told you to leave, but you did not listen. You never did listen.
Andrew follows down a path and eventually jumps down a trapdoor into the Land of Towers and Wells, and the video ends. It's interesting that this trapdoor is already open, given that, as we've noticed, Andrew has a very pronounced habit of closing every door behind him. What does this open one mean? Well, it serves as a very clever indicator that he's been here before, or at least someone else has been here before. This is also something that I touched on earlier, but now that we know Andrew's memory can be erased, there's no telling how many times he's truly been in this dimension. Have we truly watched the entirety of Andrew's story, or has there been more in the past that we missed and was erased by the Leaf Protocol? There's no way to know. In the next video, Andrew crosses a bridge and jumps into yet another well. When he comes out, he has this to say.
Just keeps going, man. There's more. I don't know what that just was. And I don't know where I am right now. I don't know what any of that was back there. I don't know why that tower, but I remember now. I don't know why I had such a memory gap there. I really thought that I had started a YouTube channel. I don't know how I thought that. I think part of it was my memory being lost, but part of it was just illusion. Seriously?
Andrew comes across a small town. It has a well in the center, but it's empty, and a house in front of two towers. If it wasn't already obvious from the mossy cobblestone, the sign on top of the house confirms that it belongs to Chris. Andrew tries to sleep, but when he wakes up, it's still raining at nighttime. And also notice the weird oddity that there doesn't seem to be any mobs spawning around him, passive or hostile. But the most important part of this video is about to come. While exploring the town, Andrew stumbles across 3 journals belonging to Chris.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I'll read this for your guys' ease. I've always been fond of Minecraft books. To be able to write long string text with an item inside of a video game, for no one to ever read, there's something magical about it. And I've never heard that. However, so that is why I'm writing today. Because no one will ever do this. And I made a discovery, one that I cannot share with anyone. Because who in their right mind would believe me? I was doing some experimenting with builds in another creative level when I built something that has more power than any redstone machine ever built. That's a build design. This is the first in a series of books. And I'll be hiding it in order to preserve this information while still keeping it within my grasp. Because somehow someone else is reading this. Please stop right doing right now. I'm just kind of grasping at straws. I could just leave. I could just get off the game. But I feel like I'm in too deep at this point. I keep getting told to leave, to not go, to yeah. I mean, I'm thinking maybe at this point I'm an idiot for not listening. It's like I was warned, but I just feel like I'm in too deep now. I mean, whatever happens to me is like, is it really worse than anything? I mean, it's a video game. What's gonna happen to me?
After this show of resilience, it's clear that our protagonist hasn't given up. Andrew finds 2 more journals.
The door out here, the door on the outside, I think there's a book. Wow. Must have been writing a whole essay.
And yeah, Andrew's right. They are locked. Because I don't waste your time, but these journals are super important. I'm going to read them for you since Andrew does take 5 minutes to read it all.
It is rare that one comes across something that truly makes a change, so fundamental to the way they do something that it must be taken and hidden away. The discovery I have made, fortunately and unfortunately, is one of those. I was building in a creative world as
so
I
hard.
started to remember
Had my foot on accident. Ow. Ow. That fucking hurt.
My friends do not share this sentiment. In fact, most of my friends have completely stopped playing Minecraft in the past few years. It is a shame. A game with infinite possibilities cast aside due to it being labeled as a game for children. Luckily, I still have one friend who plays. He and I recently started a survival world together. It was not our first survival world together, but it was our first in a while. Being able to play with someone has rekindled my need to create within this game, so I decided to make him a horror man. He and I have never met in person. I live on the East Coast, he lives on the West Coast, but I quite love it over here, particularly the nature near my house. So I wanted to make him a horror map set in my town and its surrounding wooded area. That is when I built the thing that changed everything.
Well, that was journal 2, and this is journal 3.
The first sign of something going awry was the corruption. In the forest near my house, the little wooded area, there was a structure. I figured that the structure would be great for a horror map that can create your wishes come true or fulfill your deepest nightmares. So I built it. I tried to make it as accurate as possible, but for whatever reason, whenever I would save and quit and rejoin the world, the structure would be made of blocks. Frustrated me to no avail, I had no clue why. So I started a new creative world. I used this world to document this phenomenon, yet for some reason, the same corruption did not process within this world. I tried different designs, but everything I made led me back to the original. It was strange. I figured the issue had been solved. There was insatiable interest in me, dragging me back again and again. I'm going to leave it at that. This is not the last journal, however, no more journals will be hidden within this world. I'm going to continue this documentation in the same world where I made all the test structures. This is a reminder for myself, not an invitation to go find it yourself. If all goes as planned, I should be able to get to the other world without even closing out of this one.
And as expected, when he finishes reading, Andrew finds a bone and a bucket of water, just what he needs to escape this world through the well. But before he does, Andrew breaks down.
Yeah,
I mean, it's easy to swap the report out of that.
But you've always been like that. See?
Yeah.
Before you hear me, all that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a sign. And nothing.
Physicians at Mission Cancer and Blood are and will continue to be dedicated to cancer care with the most compassion that can be delivered to everyone in the state of Iowa.
We all have a passion for taking care of people, treating everyone the way you would treat your family.
The connection to patients is really what motivates me, to really walk them through that difficult time frame.
Going through a cancer experience is like no other. I want my patients to know that I am with them through the whole cancer journey.
Choose one appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's iconic 2 for $25.
L'Oreal Paris Skin Ink. Waterproof? Check. Put it to the test.
I'm tired. I finally think I have something. It's just nothing. And now I've got to go, I'm sure, I've got to take his water bucket, put it in the well, and go down. And I'll end up in that place where I can't talk anymore. A land of towers. These towers, these wells, are connecting across multiple devices. It doesn't make any sense. It makes 0 sense as to how I'm able to go down a well, come out of another one, and be in a place that I've never even been to, a place that I've only seen or heard of. it doesn't have any sense. But in a weird fucking way, it sort of does. In a weird, twisted way, it's a concept that I can grasp. It's a concept I can at least understand, maybe not why, but how it works. And now I'm just rambling. I'm a lunatic. Hell, I barely even remembered Chris. I barely even remembered all the times that we... all the times we played games and no one else was there for me. He was there for me. And I knew something was missing. I ignored it. Something was off. The last Virgo didn't feel right. So I guess next time I'm in a new place, I'll talk to you guys because there's something about that place down below that keeps me from speaking. So I'm just gonna go. And yeah, I'll try to respond to some comments. So thanks for watching this video. Sorry it was kind of just nothing, but yeah, I'll see you guys later.
He's definitely strong. Andrew isn't going to give up. He's going to find his friend. He's going to find and save Chris from whatever hell is going on. But before we watch on, let's talk about the journals. In Journal 1, Chris claims to have discovered a powerful secret, something nobody would believe him about. We can probably speculate that this is the ability of the Wells to travel in between worlds. Surely seems like something out of fantasy. Journal 2, though, throws a wrench into all the story we've built up so far. His desire to build a horror map for Andrew calls into question the legitimacy of all the videos we've seen. Is this whole channel just a map that Andrew is playing? Though given Andrew's reaction, and the severity of the mental torture Andrew is going through, it's likely that this isn't just a map that Chris would give to his friend. This is real horror. Chris also somewhat confirms this, writing that this world was meant to be the horror map, but apparently building the well in the center changed everything. In Journal 3, Chris mentions a structure that can fulfill the wishes that he found in the woods near his house. This is obviously a well, but taking it one step further, I'm willing to bet money that this is the exact same well we see in the woods in the video images of towers. This is the well in the woods next to Chris's house. Apparently, when Chris tried to recreate the build, whenever he rejoined his world, he would be consumed by textureless blocks. But then when he tried in the creative world, the corruption never happened. What this makes me think is that either he didn't build it right in creative, or something about replicating his town in the woods brought upon the corruption. Chris ends with a note saying that he'll finish the documentation in said creative world as well as the well designs, a world we will soon actually see. He mentions this isn't an invitation, but it seems so beckoning, just like all the mixed messages we've talked about so far. Does Chris want or not want Andrew to keep going? Andrew also addresses this in the comments. He's confused to what Chris's true intention is. Regardless, this isn't where our story ends, as Andrew keeps pushing through. After jumping through the well, Andrew is back in the land of towers and later exits into a cabin. He finds a door with a slice of cake and he begins to climb up the various ladders and pathways, but 9 minutes in, this happens.
Take afternoon pill, it's 2 p.m.
Shut up.
Hello? Hello?
Andrew chases the figure but can't catch up, and the black shadow disappears. But just as Andrew mentions that his world might actually be haunted, Wet Hands starts playing.
I don't know what that is, and I don't think it's like a mob or like a mod. Because why would it be any of that? I mean, this whole time I've kind of just been hoping to myself that's what it is, you know? I've been just holding on to hope, hoping that my game isn't, I don't want to say haunted, because I don't even know what the implications of a game being haunted could even mean. I know a lot of people have been saying that figure, that the figure is Chris. I'm not a ghost believer, but I mean, if there's a ghost in my game, let's just entertain the idea that there's a ghost in my game. If there's a ghost in my game, and people are saying it's the ghost of Chris, then that implies something bad. It implies something really bad. So, you know what? I don't care what it was. We're gonna keep going.
If you look into the description, Andrew notes that the subtitles in this video are messed up, and this should immediately pique our interest. Indeed, turning on captions, we find a messed up string of text. The text is encoded in base64, and decoding it gives us a YouTube URL to another unlisted video called Not Listening. This is from the POV of our black figure watching Andrew, and also notably, he can hear him. This guy doesn't just watch Andrew, he can fully hear what he's saying, further adding to the idea that this is a ghost stuck in Andrew's machine, not just someone in his world. In the following video, A Familiar Place, Andrew spawns back in Towerland. He explores a little and finds a tunnel with a new block palette, smooth stone and sandstone. Upon entering the well and picking up a blue rose, he appears in, well, a familiar place. I'll let him take it away.
I might be wrong here, but the rain stuff. This looks a lot like what it is. It's crazy. Sorry. I kind of caught me on guard with this one. This is the, for those of you who don't know, this is the old Legacy Console Edition tutorial world. And what specifically about this version, this house that's down here, this is the first world I ever played on when I first bought the game. Or not bought the game, got it for my birthday.
7 minutes in, though, something strange happens. The video cuts, and Andrew notifies us that some time has passed and his voice has completely changed.
I will say, it is really weird to be back here. I didn't think I would ever explore this world again.
What happened here? This question never really gets addressed, but Andrew isn't all that has changed. All the lights are totally gone. Andrew, largely unfazed by this, takes a few minutes to reminisce on the world. He explores, walks around, but finally runs into a trail of signs that read as follows.
The closer you get, the further you stray. We are not alone. I was the second, you will be the third, but the first is not a kind one. You can still leave, but you won't do that. You are too far gone, and you don't even know it.
Andrew then finds a well, and the video ends. The obvious point of interest in this video is the messages on the signs, likely left by none other than Chris himself. The first one,
the closer you get, the further you stray,
reads like some sort of Sphinx riddle and could mean many different things, but the next few are very interesting.
We are not alone. I was the second, you will be the third, but the first is not kind.
So according to Chris, there are 3 people in the equation. Him, Andrew, and the first. But who is that? Well, you may recall that across the series, there have only ever been really 3 characters. The 2 main ones, Andrew and Chris, but a third, smaller character that I've mentioned here and there, that's right, Smile. Is this mysterious smiling figure the first? And in that case, who really is he, and what does he want with Andrew, and what was he actually the first of? Well, I'm happy and sad to say we're about to find out the tragic truth. This is the island in the mist. The video begins with Andrew in Towerland. He sees a well in the far distance, an island in the mist, and as he tries to get to it, he realizes that he can walk on the void, so he begins to span the gap towards the well. But as he reaches it, he turns around, and there he is, Smile, looking him down from afar. Panicked, Andrew minds in and turns around one more time to see Smile chasing after him.
Papa está poniendo sass.
of accessories in and ready for install. Radco, your truck, your way.
The Bullfrog Spas factory store is now open in Marion. From our
Damn it.
$3,000 off MSRP.
What that was back there, but something was. I don't know what that was. I don't have any blocks on me. Of course, I don't have any blocks on me. It was following me. I should have been able to get through here. I don't even know where it came from. How long it's been following me for. Sorry, guys.
The world where Andrew pops out is also an island in mist. He finds my home and my cow, and then what appears to be a well. Is this the creative world that Chris was talking about in his journals when he was trying to replicate the wheel designs, or is this something totally different? Andrew follows the path to Blue Rose Summit and runs into more signs.
The flowers remind me of before I became what I am today, what I used to be. What have I become? This isn't me anymore. I want to go home. I have to figure out how to recreate the magic well that took me to a place so nice, but I cannot remember the blueprint.
Andrew runs into more well designs. Progress, yet regression, and not enough clay possible. This one sign verifies that this likely isn't the creative world Chris was talking about in his journals, otherwise how would he not have enough clay to finish the well? You can't run out of blocks in creative mode, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The worst is very much yet to come.
I wonder what that's all about. Like weed places. Maybe decorative choice. Where to go? You know what to do. So hold the tree. Alright, whoever's in this world, what do you want? I'm at a breaking point here.
What do you fucking want?
What do you want from me? You know what to do. What does that mean?
What does it mean? What does that fucking mean?
Great. Yeah, you know, I think it's great that you're being cryptic with me, Chris. If that's even who you are. I think it's great that you're leading me for a wild goose chase. I get that. I get that you have to create experiences for people or whatever. Socialize. Talk to me. Is it that hard?
Andrew finishes the well and enters the tower world, except he's not on the surface this time. Instead, he's met with this. did we just watch? This is without a doubt one of the most important videos we've seen so far. Given that Smile says you're a close friend and we now know for sure that there are two entities watching Andrew. The first, who I'll call Smile, and the second, Mr. Shadow, aka Chris. The dialogue is extremely disturbing. Smile references something called the Call of the Will, something Andrew can feel when they reunite him with Chris. And it doesn't take many leaps in logic to deduce what Smile is implying. Smile wants Andrew to die. We've established from before that Chris passed away in a well and he calls himself the second. It seems likely that Smile, the first, also died in a similar way, and he wants Andrew to become controlled in a wall, to drown himself in a well. It seems awfully bold that Smile claims to know so much about Andrew that he also feels this call of the well, as he calls it. But this is something we know is probably true. Remember what Andrew said earlier.
I barely even remember Chris. I barely even remember all the times we played games and no one else was there for me. He was there for me.
The subtext is that this was a time when nobody else was there for him. Andrew was depressed, and the only person he had was Chris. And maybe the wells around the world they shared was Chris's way of silently telling Andrew that he felt the call of the well as well, that he wasn't okay himself. It's extremely mentally taxing to help a friend going through something like this, and it definitely wouldn't have made Chris's mental state any better. Maybe this is what Chris was talking about when he said he didn't want Andrew to make the same mistake he did in the protocol. He doesn't want Andrew to end his own life. He wants his friend to live on. That's why Chris wanted to keep him from the tower dimension, to keep him from Smile, to not find out the truth that he had died by his own hand, as that would probably make the survivor's guilt too large for Andrew to handle. Chris has been doing everything in his power to keep his best friend peacefully oblivious and, more importantly, alive. But this depressing truth aside, this story is far from over. This mystery isn't solved. There are 4 more videos to watch, so join me as we figure out who Smile really is and what actually happened to Chris. The next video, Winter Wonderland, begins as Andrew gets dumped into what seems like a network of sewers, and he exits into, well, a winter wonderland.
Welcome back to the video. As you know, something is wrong. Something at the end of the last video is following me or stalking me and wants me to, I don't know, whatever it wants me to do. It wants me to do something, and it doesn't seem very good. I don't know about you guys, but if I were to talk to someone whose world I was inhabiting, I don't think I would lock them in a cage and circle around them honestly if I had any good intentions.
The thing is that suddenly changed. The textures are different and festive, and Andrew quickly catches on to what's going on here.
This is now. Recognize the texture back. It's so clear now. This is the old festive mashup pack. Played this like the day it came out on the Xbox 360.
He then finds a trail of signs, and we get this.
Yeah, I think that much is clear. If you wish to do this, I will not resist. Just know it's not going to be easy. He is strong. You're talking about he again. He was to gather the bones, one of my journals, details. Please wait. One of my journals. Just like the journals. Oh my God. if the person who's writing this isn't lying to me, they're being truthful, then did Chris write these signs? Chris, if you're really writing this, you can hear me right now. I still need answers. But I hope you know the only reason I'm doing this is because of how much I miss you. None of this has ever been about me or wanting to. It's always been about trying to figure out what happened. So if this is you, please, talk to me. Talk to me more. I miss you. Talking this directly is taking a lot out of me. What? Through signs? We'll talk more in the future. And more cryptic messages. Not for me. I can do this.
What religion are you?
Muslim.
I'm a Jew.
Muslim.
In your personal experience, are all religions welcome here?
Muslims, Christians, Jews, mixed together.
Hindu?
Yeah.
We are Christians.
I am a Muslim.
We are Jewish.
Yes, Muslim.
Each one has its own, let's say, mosque or each one has its own place. That's religion.
And we live here in harmony.
The Kia Carnival Turbo Hybrid.
Despite the wintry cold, the sentiment is extraordinarily heartwarming. With nothing else but a Christmas miracle, the friends have united. Chris clearly does care about Andrew and mentioned something interesting.
He's using your longing for the super times against you.
A theme that's popped up a lot in this series.
Honestly, I kind of just wanted to quit the whole time. I had the bright idea to download a app you can see here that's called Media Classic look and feel Minecraft. I think there's a charm to kind of bringing the classic building style back. The old school, kind of crappy, almost uncanny looking buildings. I always found the charm of those to be almost better than the more complex buildings.
Andrew's love for nostalgia, for simpler times. Andrew is drawn to the past when things were happier. He doesn't want to change. That's why Andrew's voice changing so much in that one old world video is so significant. Andrew is literally growing up and he doesn't necessarily want to. And who can blame him? Smile is preying on Andrew's love for nostalgia and the simpler past to lull him in, to draw him ever closer to giving up on the future. But Chris has a way out. Through the journal and bones, there is a light at the end of this tunnel, a way for them to win against fear, but not. The next video is a Let's Play. The description is in all caps, screaming out to the viewer. A description that we've seen in Island in the Mist, and there's only one character we know that talks in all caps. This is a Let's Play belonging to Smile. Smile gives us a tour of his Minecraft world, and it's strangely normal. He mentions a well that he built, but he doesn't go there anymore. It seems that if our well is symbolic of death and hopelessness, Smile has also experienced such feelings but is pushing them away and maybe even getting better. He mentions that this house here was his first in the world, but not his first ever. That was in a world he didn't like so much and doesn't play anymore. Smile's house is made of bricks, apparently his favorite block, and his greenhouse is awfully reminiscent of the one we saw on the island in the mist. And as if to seal the nail on the coffin, Smile tells us this.
This is my farm and my greenhouse. My old world had a greenhouse too, but this one is bigger.
That old world, the island in the mist, belonged to Smile. That was his first world. He mentions he's about to record with people from school, and the video ends. This video gives us a little backstory into our quote-unquote villain. It's clear that Smile was indeed just like Andrew, a kid who seemed to be struggling with his mental health. But the difference is that he didn't have a Chris to help him. He was all alone. A difference that will soon get far more pronounced. In the next video, Andrew is back in the land of towers, and he's getting messages from Chris.
You are getting deeper, Andrew. Deeper into the towers. You must be careful. He is close, but so are you.
Bro really took that extra time to fucking place the thing.
Andrew walks from an already broken well into a strange world. He walks past broken structures, and then it all clicks into place. This is the exact same house, the exact same world we saw in Smile's Let's Play. This is Smile's world. Totally ruined. The greenhouse, the buildings, the dock, it's all just gone. Andrew finds a book in a chest.
Farewell. We can roll it up right now. So you're probably not Chris. This is Chris's books are signed by Chris. I've come back here once more. One last time with this world, final farewell. Fear that I'm in too deep. I can no longer resist the call. It's been a year now. A year since I lost the only hope I had. The kindness of people, my parents, my classmates, my teachers, all of them. Spoiled rotten. I know where I have to go. But one forest, one final will be home. I'm just hoping I will get to the bottom safely. To future me, if you're reading this, it didn't work. Or it worked a very different way than intended. If any of your/our readings have been lost to its terrors, trust no one is above using it. No one would ever give you a chance. No one cares. No one. It's pretty grim. Doesn't sound like Chris. Chris usually, in his darkest times, has a pretty positive attitude about things.
Andrew then continues to walk before finding a secret lever and entering a hidden tunnel and a do not enter pair of doors before the video ends with this text. The message is as disturbing as it is tragic. Smile has lost hope in humanity. After the devastation of his Minecraft world, likely by the classmates he mentioned last episode, the last straw had been pulled. He was done. He mentions the one in the forest and getting to the bottom safely, which raises an interesting point. Is he talking about the same well as the one by Chris's house? The same well we saw in the images? Did Smile and Chris live in the same woods? It honestly might be, but we finally reached the last video on this channel, and it's time to confirm our worst fears and to watch Smile's final Let's Play. Notice how the text changes from friends to classmates, and soon things only begin to get worse. They treat Smile nicely at first. They pretend to be friends, but we know the dark truth of what's to come. They ask Smile for diamonds, but when he goes into the mine and comes back, well...
Damn, he couldn't have just kicked the players. Like, literally kicked them in the ball. Obviously not. Holy shit, this magazine is way too long. Well, that was unexpected.
And the video ends, confirming our worst fears from the previous video. And the story here is absolutely tragic. 10 years ago, Smile, dealing with the loss of his mother, as well as his dog and little friends in school, was slipping into depression, occupied by thoughts of death, or the call of the well. And after his classmates wreak havoc on his Minecraft world, Smile tips over the edge. He tries to end his life in a well he found in the woods by his house. But things all don't go as planned. Smile lives on as some sort of ghost in the machine, a ghost that goes on to haunt the well in the woods. Chris, a boy living in the same woods, stumbles across the well, and when he builds it in Minecraft as part of a horror map for his friend Andrew, he inherently brings the spirit of Smile along with it. Now Smile begins to haunt him, filling him with thoughts of hopelessness and grief, and pushing him deeper into the call of the well. At some point, it simply becomes too much for Chris to handle. Haunted by the anguished spirit of Smile and comforting his only friend Andrew through difficult times, Chris just can't take it anymore and gives into the call, ending his own life in the same well. But just like Smile, Chris's spirit lives on, and he regrets his mistake. He regrets leaving Andrew and leaving the world behind. So he does everything in his power to make Andrew forget about it all, to keep him oblivious from the truth of this brick dimension. Smile's favorite block represents the gateway between life and death. But Andrew can't keep running away. We saw what happens when he tries to forget, trying to stick in the past, as we've seen so many times. But the only way out of this is through acceptance, coming to peace with what's happened and accepting that life has to go on, and confronting the past head on. Andrew has to be strong, but luckily he's not alone. But this explanation doesn't answer a few of the lingering questions of the series. What exactly is in Chris's last journal, and how do the wells actually work? Is it truly just supernatural? And what is this place with the Leaf Protocol? Why is Andrew referred to as Subject 136? Are there more just like him? This series has been on hiatus for a few months, and it's unsure when Andrew himself will return. There is a final battle yet to come between Andrew and Chris and Smile, to see if they can finally push through and accept the past once and for all. But until then, we can only speculate about the truth of what's to come, and be there for Andrew while he deals with the tragic haunting of his best friend.
Oh. Damn it, I... He has already fucking 40 videos. 40?
Hey guys, this is Andrew here. Hey guys, this is Andrew here.
One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why isn't it not fucking how it's meant to be? Hang on. I'm gonna go to YouTube and goddamn it, not that stupid shit. His channel. Why am I not subscribed to him? I swear to God I was. Videos. Yeah, why is it? I don't need it fucking sorted. I need it like it's normal. Or like normal.
Hey guys, my name is Andrew. I don't know if any of you really know me other than a few personal friends.
God damn
The
it.
other day I was checking my channel, my YouTube channel, the one you're watching this video on, and I saw that I had a random influx of subscribers. I think around the time of recording, it's around almost 2,000. Hey guys, this is Andrew here.
Oh, looks like we're starting from fucking episode 5. Damn it. Just damn.
This is Andrew here. Decided that I would make another video today. I already started smoking some of this clay. I know it's been a little bit now, and I apologize for my repeated absence on this channel. Just been a little busy with things that I'm wanting to do with my life, things I'm trying to do. I've been playing some music with my friends, trying to get a band together for the summer, blah blah blah. And really after the last video I haven't had much desire to come on here because it was so off-putting. But I also realized that I can't leave this channel dormant. I need you guys. You guys are interested, and I don't want to leave you guys all by yourself. Just, I don't want to never make a video again. I promise that will not happen as long as I am still, I don't know, capable of making videos. You will see this Let's Play series, and I will see this Let's Play series through. But yeah. So, I think while we wait for those bricks to smelt, as you can see, I've already turned some of them into brick blocks. That's the plan, is I believe you guys wanted me to make a well, and I actually have now the materials that I would like to make the well with, but I also am very low on things like iron and whatnot. But I have some torches, a couple pickaxes, and I'm thinking now's a better time than ever to head into this cave here. I'm pretty sure this is copper, and I'm just not the biggest fan of copper. It doesn't really do much. That's iron. I haven't seen this. Well, great. That's very useful. So yeah, the plan is to get some iron, and hey, maybe some diamonds while we're at it. So yeah.
Was that what I fucking think it was?
Building a couple things creative, and I've been easing my way back into
And I'm not laughing because I'm gonna do that shit. Fuck him.
I think I'm finally at a point.
I hope. Wait. Wants to have sex with people.
I do. Here's the plan. I'm going to take the rest of this coal. There we go. That frees up a slot. Make a
If you see this, you're a nigger and you've been reported.
put that right there. Make a chest. Here we go. Now I can store whatever I don't need to bring with me. I don't need these. This. I guess if I wanted food, I should actually hold on to that. I can make some mushrooms too. Okay. So, just to beware, I have the worst luck when it comes to mining caves. As you can see, I've been in here a little bit, but not very long as I died. There's actually some drip stuff. We could probably use that. Apparently, you can make you can do mud, I think, and you can drain it and turn it to coal. Someone commented that. But yeah, thanks for watching the videos. Still, I've noticed I've been gaining subscribers ever since the last one. So thanks for everyone who's new here. If you're new here and this is your first new upload, thanks for sticking around. But yeah, I think I'm ready to. I'm sorry that was happening where I keep jumping back and forth, being consistent and not. But I just want to make sure that I'm prioritizing how I feel over pumping out video after video after video, and it's all the same stuff. So, there were some more suggestions myself of things to build, a lot of which I'm not going to focus on yet because, quite honestly, building in survival kind of stresses me out. Do you guys like to see creative builds?
Weird. Just weird. Basically pornography.
I see that being very possible. Also, I'd like to say, I made a discovery recently. I don't know if I mentioned this.
Apply.
I don't think I did. I don't remember how I figured this out, but if I knew in the last video, dead. I discovered that my realm that I used to play on, not too long ago, sometime last year, I had some friends on there. I found that world, since it was saved to the cloud, did not get updated. So I have a downloaded copy of it, and if anyone's interested in seeing me explore some of my old builds on there, some of my friends' old builds on there as well, I would not mind at all making a video on that, if that's what you guys are interested in seeing. Holy cannoli.
Wanting to have sex.
What do you guys think of the new cave update?
Running. Where the fuck you get running? Wanting to have sex with people. So basically pornography. I should probably make a new fucking... Wait. I can't.
Caves too. Like,
Or I can, but it
every cave I go in,
or
every cave I go in,
I might actually not be able to make a new fucking Discord. Because I was gonna say I should make a Discord. Or a new fucking Discord account, I mean. And then go to Blockman Go. And then go to their fucking thing. And then
I know it's not the most recent update anymore, but it's generally decent. Considering this is bad. This is really bad. I gotta retreat over here. Get ready for my health to go up a bit more. Did that skeleton just get killed? Oh, thank. I don't know who to thank. This slime over here. Thank the zombies that killed it. The other scared people, which is why I'm going to kill you. So yeah, I don't know. The new update coming out, I think it's called Tales and Trails. Well, it looks pretty neat, but not that much.
yeah, by the way, guys, I do this on a daily basis.
Not adding much, I guess.
And I've never seen it this bad.
Honestly, if the pots that you can make don't really serve much of a purpose other than its aesthetic, I don't
Ever.
care. Sure, they're cool for builds, but I'm not the person who does survival a lot of builds. And, you know, I think you can find other stuff with the archaeology system in place, but I'm not exactly.
I've been doing this since this problem started with people, and
Or general sense, I don't think it's going to be the best update. Although I'm still looking forward to
I
what's in store.
want you to
There we go, there's some more iron.
ban this dude, because
Simply because I was like,
he is basically
the sniffer is certainly an interesting mod, although I will say it does
wanting to have sex with other people. Or not wanting to have sex. Showing pictures of his dick to women.
Well,
So go. Submit.
as I believe it would be very helpful. I don't know why I'm so bad at mining these videos.
What the fuck did I say? I might have said something a little wrong on that fucking thing, but I don't know. Like,
Iron pickaxe.
never fucking mind. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. I do not know.
The more iron would be helpful.
Apply.
Definitely have to make a blast furnace for my house, my homestead. Oh, there's more iron. Great. I don't need another furnace. I was wondering how I'm taking things out of my inventory so fast, so I saw a comment asking about how I grabbed the potato so fast, and I realized it's because I'm just
Sounds like you have emotional damage.
it's just happens for me. It's as I used to play on Xbox a lot.
Oof. No, I shouldn't. Oof. And if
did I make an iron pickaxe? No, I didn't. I'm really on top of it today with everything I'm doing. What I typically do is I save the iron pickaxe for things like diamonds that I will definitely need to find with, you know. I don't want to break it before I find a diamond.
Oh, hey, guys, look. It's fucking Queso. Okay, why did that circle that I made, that I drew, look like a fucking potato?
This looks like the cutest cave I've ever seen in my life. Again, ignoring copper, I don't care for it. I'm surprised I haven't died yet. One of the things I definitely want to invest in is,
God fucking damn!
some armor. That looks like deep slate down there, but it's too damn dark.
3 hours and 29 minutes. Or no, 3 hours and... Fuck it. 3 hours and 10 minutes into the video. I'm gonna have to fucking go watch... yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that whole fucking thing back. To go copy something I fucking said. I've been reporting people like this for a while now. Actually, ever since it started. I want you guys to ban him because he's basically sending dick pics to women.
Let's go down. Let's take this pool of water with us. Use it until turning red.
Please and thank you. Selector. Copy. Did it. Fuck it.
Red gold.